Okay, we had to cut that interlude short because they started right away. Let me get this unmuted.
Right in the middle, with a little bit of overlap of Earth. So essentially,
intros in a second.
frontier fashion is function over form. They are repurposed and repaired, and generally are misfits rather than sets. Outfits are purposeful by having storage solutions.
These are the outfits
this
implies they've been bragging about in their monthly reports for the past almost what feels like 2 years.
Let's take a look at some of these assets.
They look a lot like most of the rest of their outfits. I still like them though. Okay, me clicking on this shouldn't do anything to the screen. Just have to finish off my going live tweets.
Oh no, this is nice.
Yeah. I do like that they're going for a very noticeably Star Wars vibe for the entirety of Pyro. Proper outer rim, retro futuristic, lots of recognizable cloth and materials and stuff. Okay, that's all going live tweets done, so we should be okay.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be nice to get weird, dirty little markets back. I miss the bazaar in Levski.
Oh, absolutely. That was easily the best shopping area. Also because it was just so small.
Yeah, it was easy to get around, but it was so packed with detail. It was nice.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I've yet to see anything out of these outfits that I'd want to wear, but I'm glad they exist.
I should test. Since I reset my character, I can get back over to Area 18 and I can move it. But apparently with 3.20, we can now equip sidearms on our clothing.
Oh, thank Christ. I have been waiting for that. I want my duster and I want my arc light.
Yeah. So there's the skin that they provided at CitizenCon for the
digital goodies pack thing.
Except it was an ugly yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So hopefully you guys that played Pyro Playground, you will have seen a few of those assets being showcased. So as we saw from the video, pouches and storage are a key part of the Frontier aesthetic.
Good.
This drives the feeling of survivability. But from here, we thought it'd be really cool to give the functionality, but also some customization options. So let's take a look at a video we just developed internally.
Customizable pouches?
And this is for modular storage items on the player.
Yes. Okay, I take it back. I'm excited for it now.
Yeah. Why are you at 360? Get the 1080. There we go. Oh, just give me a tool bench in game, please.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a fully functional tool base. Yes.
Like a proper little workbench thing for making stuff. And I'm sure they'll add that in crafting once we get to crafting.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I want.
On the shoulder as well. Perfect. Yeah, just load up entirely with pouches.
I want more reason to use civilian clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, that works as well. Yeah.
We need more desolate planets or planets with outposts that let you that have atmospheres.
Yeah.
So
like you want a reason to dress up as a intergalactic cowboy and wander from outpost to outpost with your trusty revolver dangling by your side and all your pouches.
Okay, that looks a little jank. That's cool.
It's goofy,
that looks a little jank though.
Pretty cool, right? So I think this will
fact that
provide loads of
you
customization options
can
in the
is the
future. We're
important
super
thing.
happy about that. So we also created
Yeah,
some
the
extreme
important thing
weather
is that we
costumes
can
for
do that
frontier
now.
locations.
Well, we will be able
and
to.
these also follow the same mismatched and repurposed design aesthetics.
Pyro 3
Now
is
we've
cool.
also been
Oh,
focusing
that
on
makes sense, yeah.
achieving a higher visual benchmark. So
See,
this is
I
all
wanted
driven
this
by our
set.
new
I
Lane
wanted
Blend
this
V2
armor
shader
set,
and its
but I'm not dropping
texture library.
$35 on it.
And we focused on more consistent wearing between 0 and 100% values. So to showcase this, let's look at a quick example asset.
Also, you saw that they talked about your merchant man yesterday?
I did.
Yeah, so they are working on it again, so that's good.
Are they working on it, or are they just...
Yes.
Okay. Because I got there a bit late, and I forgot to watch back the whole thing again, so I thought they were just like, this is as far as we've gotten with it before everyone left.
Well, that technically that's what it was. That what they showed is where they are at, where they were at the last time they talked about it.
Yeah.
Before everyone left.
All right.
But they're saying like why they haven't given any news.
So as
on
we
it
saw
is
in the
because they've
video,
been rebuilding the
the
team, and they
insides
wanted
of the
to rebuild
helmets
the team right.
are looking
Yeah.
fantastic.
Not just bringing
now
a
this
bunch of
is
people
us
to
getting them
get
ready
something out right
to
away
animate
and be
with put on and
half-assed.
take off.
Yeah. Which would be nice. I mean, yeah, I do remember they were saying that I want it out
So
now,
in
but I want it
summary,
out right,
Frontier
so
Fashion
I'm
is
willing to wait.
expanding the visual design palette for humans, giving a more credible feeling
hear
of
we're
age
getting
and
Pyro
history
before the end of the
when
year?
you travel across multiple
Well,
solar
we're
systems.
getting
Sort of.
Pyro on the test
Yeah, the
server.
extra
All right.
test server.
Now let's talk about something
on
different.
the 31st.
Now we're going to talk about some of the gangs in Star Citizen.
So that's a good
So
that's a good
Ninetales
sign.
have been one of the
Hopefully
main
we
gangs
will
in the
get,
game. So far, over 105 million have been taken out by you guys.
Yeah. We need more gangs in Stanton. Just fighting the Ninetales is
So you guys have been busy. Great job.
They're
All
adding
right.
at least one
So it
more,
was like,
aren't
all
they?
right, now we're going to need to introduce a few more
we do have
factions to the game.
Xeno Threat. But they're
So
from
the
Pyro.
first faction we're going to talk about is Rough and Ready. So the aesthetic of the gang
Yeah, the Rough
was
and
to
Ready
be
gang.
subtle. They're understated in terms of clothing, and they
Which
almost blend into
I
their environment.
Cannot hear.
On closer
and take
inspection, you'll
seriously.
notice their tattoos. These signify rank and
Fuck, I just
progression
realized
within
that.
the gang. Let's take a look at a quick video.
Sandra Hill's Rough and Ready.
I like that emblem though.
The emblem is very good. It's the rest and relaxation one, but with like a crown on top and graffitied. Because I think they took over like a rest and relax pod or something, and they took the name from that. Like
we need a that. Actually, is this the Desolate Station, Ruin Station?
Ruin Station. I think this
Yeah.
is Ruin Station. I assume this is
Yes.
Ruin Station.
So I think so. Rough and Ready, they might be the ones who are in charge of Ruin. There are other games in different sections. So basically, it's like Warhammer 40K, where different sections of a Hive City is ruled by different gangs.
Yeah.
I
Normal
dig the
stuff.
tattoos. We need tattoos.
Yeah, we do need tattoos. Player
Burn
tattoos.
before betrayal. Actually, I might have to get that. I might have to get that. Get that as a tattoo. Burn before betrayal.
That's a good one. Star nipple.
Ah, son of a bitch! I repaired my character, but
You're still in prison.
no. I'm in area 18 now in my hab with my prison suit. Actually, wait. This means I get the. Oh, this means I get to store my prison suit.
Yeah, you keep. Oh, nice! You got your prison suit. I should. Try
I think
doing
they
that.
look absolutely fantastic. Okay. So the Rough and Ready can be found in some of the space
So now
stations
I
around Pyro.
can use that as like.
Now the tattoos,
a
like I
regular
said,
outfit.
the
That's
tattoos
awesome.
form a progressive design.
So let
This
me.
illustrates the hierarchy within the gang. As a player,
Security is
going
gonna
to
kill
earn
me.
these tattoos
This is gonna be funny.
and apply them to your character.
just wanted to play the fucking game tonight. Oh,
Okay, cool. The
Headhunters.
next gang we're going to talk about is Headhunters.
that's the
So
other
this gang
ones
is
they've been
also
working on
located
for
in
over a
Pyro,
year.
but offers a completely
Dusters and the
different
Headhunters.
frontier aesthetic. More of a wasteland vibe with lots of personality.
Very Mad Max.
And this will translate into the behavior types. Now, this gang is
I gotta see
currently
Salty
in
Mike.
production.
What's
but let's
he
take
saying
a
about
quick
this
sneak peek.
outfit? I vibe with this.
Yeah. It's nice and Mad Maxy. I do love a golden skull. Yeah, we need more customization options for tattoos and paints and makeup and
Yes, absolutely.
beards.
Okay, so cosplay competition next year. I can't wait to see what you guys come up
Oh,
with.
so
All
that
right.
armor is for the Dusters. Okay,
Hmm.
that's
All
that's
right.
been my
So
favorite
they're looking
armor
awesome.
set, the
Now, the
micro
last
set,
gang we want to talk
Yeah.
about is
Um,
Dusters.
since the game first came out.
So Dusters are a criminal gang specializing in mining-related crimes. Now, internally, I love the original Desert Nomad armor. You can see him here, right? Now, I
I've
wanted
been trying to
use
find
it as
all
a
that
starting
armor
point
forever.
to establish the Dusters.
I
Used
only
to
have
be
the
the-
gloves and the chest piece.
So here we can see.
Ooh.
Oh,
I like that we can get just the faceplate now. I like
So
no,
here
I
we
like
can
the
see
rare
Dusters gang lineup.
one. I'm
showing
gonna have to.
armor leveling and rarity.
it's Dune.
So as a
it's
player-
basically Dune.
Yeah.
You'll have
Yeah.
horizontal.
The still
armor
suit.
progression. This
The
will
Frecky,
define your
The
role
Fremen
and
still
play
suit,
style.
yeah.
the Fremen.
Then
Yeah.
you'll have vertical progression. This is your progression within that role and play style. For example, a
I'd
common
stop at
bounty
rare.
hunter
I
armor
like the
set
rare.
will be weaker than a
Oh yeah,
legendary.
no, I like
And
rare.
as
I like
armor
uncommon a
progresses
bit
in
more.
strength, it's harder
Rare
to
I would wear in
acquire.
space.
I would
So
take
harder missions,
the
rarer
common
buffs,
face bit
higher
and mix it
reputation.
around with another outfit.
Now, as we're
Yeah.
talking a little bit about armor sets,
Because I mostly do
let's
just
recap
like
a
the
little.
face part.
So the goal
Good mask.
is that players should consider which armor to equip based on the role they wish to fill and the scenario.
I'm
they're
usually
heading
a
into.
lighter, medium
There will
armor.
be also greater
player.
differences between the current armor types. So light, medium, and heavy, and this will be in protection and mobility. New armor categories will be combat, specialist,
Hi,
utility,
Witchy Bunny.
and support.
Is that one of yours? How you doing?
And these will define the type of items that are quickly available on the
Oh,
slots
let
of
me
the
go
suit.
ahead and pay off these fines.
There will
Dude, look at
also
that,
be
sir.
additional
come in.
functionality to assist.
Are you still
in
messing about with
chosen
your
role.
finds?
A matrix of armor
Yeah.
type versus category
Oh gods.
will provide a variety of roles, with each providing best-in-class benefits. There will also be hindrances to out-of-role gameplay. For example, if you're wearing a heavy armor set and you're trying to fly a little snub fighter, you'll have
Oh,
restricted visibility and less vehicle control.
Assaulting security personnel, assaulting security personnel, assaulting security personnel.
Stop assaulting people, Morgan.
So in this scenario,
Oh God, so
like
it's
a
all-
flight
it's
suit armor type
32,000
with resistance to milder G-forces
per.
would be preferred.
Okay.
Oh, pitch
Per
dark.
assault.
So as we
Are
saw
you
in
trying to
Ellie's
watch
presentation
YouTube
yesterday,
videos and ads, or?
hygiene simulates and
Yes,
tracks the
I was
accumulated
hoping
effects
this would
of
be a
character
thing
going
because
to
they'd
wash
mentioned it
for any length of
ages
time.
ago.
hygiene?
Yeah, having to take a shower because you're all
This
gross.
is one of the
Can lead to
reasons I
disease.
want this in game because I want a
Lowered
reason not to
health
wear my suit all the time.
And,
Yeah,
snarky
you miss.
comments.
I don't know if you were looking at the bit just before that where they're saying there's
Hygiene
reasons not to
decays
wear your
faster
armor all the
if
time
the
anymore.
character becomes dirty, or
You
wears
can't
dirty
pilot
clothing or
smaller
armor,
ships as
and
well if you're
visual
wearing
effects are
heavy
gonna be
armor.
displayed on the
You'll be
character's
sluggish
skin,
and
such as
non-responsive.
blood, sweat, and dirt.
Yes.
Certain usables, such as a shower, will reset the
Well, I got
character's
3.5
hygiene
million credits
and
left. I
clean
can
away
pay
all
this
of those
off.
dirt effects.
Soup
So,
puppy.
let's
Yep,
keep
his
clean.
sheepy.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
that
I want
covers a
to
quick
be able
recap
to use my shower in my
on
ship.
armor
Yeah.
sets and
I want a
hygiene.
reason to use my shower
Let's
in
get
my
back
ship.
to a video showcasing the
I
dusters.
feel like rather
Yes.
than
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Having like downsides to wearing armor, I think we should have more upsides to wearing normal clothes.
Oh yes. I like the mask.
Yeah, the mask is really nice. I would just like to have the mask.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. Yes, the mask. And I am a sucker for hoods, so I just want the entire rare set. What we need after this with the pouch customization is hex code RGB slider color changing, color customization.
I love it. I was just saying, like, Salty Mike saying, like, these better be the most fucking amazing outfits for them to be spending over a year, and that being one of the primary focuses on the monthly reports.
And you know what?
And well, here's the thing. I just tuned into a stream as well and heard him say, "I found my org outfit." I'm like, aha, aha. Oh, I'm being shot.
I mean, same here. Oh,
And I got killed by Herskin security.
oh.
Awesome. So you'll be able to find the dusters scattered around various derelict settlements and wrecks in Stanton, and the dusters will be available Q4 this year.
Nice. We do also just
And with
need
that, I'll
more
hand you over to Sean Tracy. You guys have been awesome. Enjoy the rest of your show.
specialization armor. And I know I'm just talking about stealth. I want stealth armor. I want the stealth FPS armor, please.
Hello, everyone.
The sneaky ninja suits, please. Please, I've been so good this year.
All right, so I'm Sean Tracy.
So
I'm the
that
Senior
was not
Director
that
of
was
Tools
not
and
Area
Tech
18
Content
security
here
that
at Cloud
killed me. That
Imperium
was
Games
a random
in Los Angeles.
one of those random fully space
So
suited
today I want to
to
talk about Starcloth. And Starcloth was initially
They
unveiled
just
at a
capped
previous
me.
CitizenCon, kind of in an early stage.
They do not
So
want
it's
you
now
playing
rolled
that
into
game
full
right now.
production,
That
and
is a
it's,
nice
you
code.
can
I
both
paid
Squadron
off all my
42
assault
and
charges
Star
to
Citizen.
drop my crime
So it's
stat
going to
from
be
a crime
seen
stat
on more and
5
more
to a
assets
crime
like
stat
some of the
4.
great art that you just saw.
want
So
that
what's
coat.
really cool about it is that it's unified with the physical world,
That's
whereas
from,
before it wasn't unified and
that's
was
from
based
the
completely on character
The
movement.
Squadron 42.
Now it's faster
uh,
than
Yeah.
the previous Claw setups, and in the end, it just looks a whole lot better.
Yeah, the one with
So today
Gary
I'm going to
Oldman.
cover some of the tech, the pipeline, and we'll see some results. So let's get and see it in action.
That is just such a cool coat. It's so Blade Runner.
Squadron 42.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the Morrow, isn't it?
I think so.
Cloth is hard.
I think
Guys
they
have to
are
run
actually
upstairs,
piloting
they have to
Gary
crouch,
Oldman
They have to
around.
prone. It's got to collide with the environment.
Ah, they are. I was right. Cloth is
so
hard.
apparently we
And
have
even more
confirmation
difficult,
that
it needs to hold
Squadron
up in
42 is
high-end
basically done.
cinematics.
Yeah, it's feature and something or
feature
other
complete.
They still need to work. I think they still need to work on like art assets and bug fixing and stuff. But it is technically
it's polished. They're in
done.
polish mode right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks really good. Cloth is hard, and the hardest part about it is that it's not hard. Okay, so this is just like an updated version of the one they
That
showed
one
before.
Just before some good
Yeah.
spoilers, so. Yeah.
You bastard.
All right, so how's it all work? Well, Cloth uses two meshes, a simulation mesh or cage, and the render mesh itself. So vertex colors indicate how it's constrained to that cage, and thus the simulation. So for example, black
Yeah, I
vertex
don't
colors
envy them
indicate
the
a full constraint.
process of having to
Basically,
do
it follows
cloth
the skinning.
simulation.
White vertex colors indicate unconstrained vertices. So the movement is determined entirely by the simulation. And then we can do a blend of gray values that is used for fine transitions and blending and fall off in between the fully skinned and fully simulated assets. So in the end, these meshes are sent to the engine where we bind the cage to the
Oh, and I
render
picked up
mesh,
the Cutter
and then
Scout.
tech artists can leverage
Oh,
some of the
nice.
runtime tools.
I
You can see
upgraded
up
my
on the
Cutter,
image
too.
that
It was
the
just
sim
$5.
cage
I'm
mesh
like,
has about
fuck it.
5,000
I
triangles.
might do that.
Whereas
I
the
don't
actual
know if I
render
want
mesh
the
is about
Scout more than
45,000
just the
triangles.
base
So
one.
it's obviously
I might
much
hold
more
out and
efficient
see
to
what the next
simulate
one
the
is.
sim cage
Honestly,
mesh
it's
versus
if you
just the render
already
mesh
have a
itself.
bigger ship used for cargo running or
So part of the
other stuff like
technology
that,
is the
just get
runtime
the Scout.
iteration
It's going to
support,
be
which
far
you
more
can see in the image
far more
above me here.
suitable.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
with all the red
Not sure I
spheres.
have a
Here we're actually
dedicated scanning
painting
one
the collision radius
that
of
isn't a
every
loner.
single one of the vertices, and allows us to fine-tune the simulation without having to add
Also,
arbitrary collision
the
meshes.
concierge
though
skin
we
basically
can.
has your blue on it.
Ooh.
We paint a
Well, I'll
variety
be-
of properties, so some of these other properties
Spoiler
are
for the
mass
next model,
or
but I'm going to be a
displacement.
bit more green.
In the top right, you can see an example of the old legacy implementation using pendulums. And this uses joint chains and collisions, but assets with multiple layers like the one that you can see there, or ones like skirts or gowns, they were really, really difficult to do with pendulum simulation, but they are solved with Starcloth.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go
So
ahead and
I
melt my
mentioned
Pisces
it's completely
because
unified with the
I have
physical
no
world.
need for this
And
tiny
what that
thing.
really means is that wind, impacts, object
I like the
collisions,
Pisces.
thruster backwash,
Yeah,
all
it's-
these
well,
kind of
it's a
things actually
Pisces R.
react to the, or the
Ah.
cloth reacts to these
It's the
things.
rescue
And
Pisces.
so much more. So it's not just character movement. Now, it's a hyper-efficient simulation, and it's several orders of magnitude faster than the legacy implementation that we used before, and has a lot of easy-to-control parameters for tech art, which are compression, stretching, and bending. So as mentioned yesterday by Chris Rain, our senior lead physics programmer, we support soft-body tapered capsules, which are twice as fast as our ragdoll capsules. It's also key to solving one of the most important aspects of plausible cloth simulation, and that's mitigating the tunneling or the clipping that happens through a character. So it's very, very difficult to solve with pendulums. So with all this tech in mind, we can do really complicated assets like the Duster and the one I want to show you now.
Oh. Yeah, Overwatch animations are good, though. I can imagine them going nuts trying to fix
So
this.
here you're seeing about 5 different layers of cloth going on and self-colliding between
Oh.
each other.
Oh, that's nice. Not big on the outfit
It's
itself,
reacting
but
to
the fact
planet
that it's,
wind, which is always changing.
everything's interacting together, that is gorgeous.
Oh, that looks great.
On the front, there's a big leather apron. So this one's actually a lot heavier, and it moves a lot differently than the cloth on the back.
Doesn't exactly move like leather, but it, you can kind of tell. Thick vinyl or
See,
something. maybe.
yeah, that's more cloth than it is leather.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
not even a
So he's
really
walking
thin
into the
leather.
wind here.
like PVC or something.
Yeah.
But you can tell it's heavier,
And
and
in
that's
the
the
end,
good bit.
as I mentioned, it just looks a whole lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good.
So with that, I want to hand you off to my friend, Andre Piers, who's going to talk about hair.
There we go.
Thank you, man. Hi, everyone. So, nice to be here in LA with all you guys. So, I want to start with a question, okay? How many of you are actually excited that we're getting new hair into the verse?
Yes. Give us beards, please.
I probably won't use
Alright.
him, but
So,
he does have artistic hair.
I'm Andre. I'm
You're
the
right,
lead
Pitch.
artist in our recently formed hair department. We branched out from the character art team and created this department.
They have a department dedicated
And it's a pleasure to
completely
be
to hair.
here today
Good.
with all of you. and
That's
tell you
what
that
big
we're
studios are
damn
always like,
proud
though.
of what we achieved. It's been a long road, but definitely worth it,
I
okay?
am be right back.
Now-
I'm gonna go get myself a drink.
Sure.
We're going to start by just looking at the most impactful changes that we had in our workflow, okay? Bit of a technicality part. Then you're going to get to look at the benchmark assets we have created, okay? And from there, we're going to take a glimpse into the future of what hair could be with a more diverse hairstyle, where we're trying to run away a little bit from the military look that was driven mostly by what Squadron 42 was.
Yeah, it'd be nice to
because
have
we did a lot of work for that as
fancier
well.
hairstyles.
And yeah, from there,
Poofier
as
stuff.
a last note, I'll have a special
Maybe
announcement
something
for you
big
guys,
and fluffy
okay?
that goes over one
I
eye.
don't want to spoil it,
Uh-huh.
but you stick around, you're going to love what we have, okay? So, first thing I want to touch now, very simply, okay?
Oh.
Hair for games is hard.
Oh,
It's
do
really
we get
hard.
multiple colors?
Oh, by the way, did I tell you these are actually game-ready assets in the Persistent universe?
You bastards. And then there's one
Fully
for
rendered
everyone in
in
the
our
audience.
engine, okay? Game-ready, performant, ready to be shipped, okay? So,
They look
hair
nice,
is really
though.
hard, like I was saying.
Guy in the
It
middle's
is a
real
AAA
fluffy.
challenge, basically.
Proper
you see
feathered.
games that get it, games that don't. Some of them get it more or less. Either way, for us the challenge is the same. We're not different, and the challenge is real. With the scope of Star Citizen, like day-night cycles, all these
Oh,
light
that's good.
shafts, all this
In-game
MMO,
assets,
people running around
apparently.
with the hair,
Yes.
a lot of motion, a lot of
Like
fast-paced
ready
movement.
to go,
Um,
pre-made,
Yeah, it is hard.
they
But
say.
the
So
best
they
thing
say.
is
Still
we
not
have
going to
arrived,
get him, I'm sure,
okay?
for a while.
And it's, yeah, glad. It is, it doesn't end here, okay? Yeah. It does not end here, okay? It's the nature of CIG. We just keep pushing the boundaries, but like I said, we're really proud of what we're showing you here today. So let's dive in what we made all this possible, okay? On a high note, on a
America.
high level, basically, a successful hair requires three fundamental elements, okay? There's the texture, there's the placement, and there's also the shader.
Yeah, so I'm
If one of
hoping
these
this
elements
is
fails, all of them do.
multi-tone
Okay, so
hair.
it's
Come on,
basically, you
yeah.
can have a great texture,
And
great
maybe
placement.
choose where
If
the
your
text, where
shader is
the
wrong,
colors
no
go.
go. Really. And the same
A
if the
little bit.
texture fails or if
Little bit.
the placement fails. So really vital, really important that everything works together. But the good thing is by breaking down the hair into these three parts, it also allows us to actually go deep into each of them and push the quality up. Or like Chris Roberts would say, bring the high fidelity, right? So, on the texture end, there was a lot of changes. What you see on the top there, the common approach of a AAA game would be to have true black, true white on a transparency map, a bit of taper on the tips and roots, and call it a day. That's what happens in 99% of the games. Now at CIG, we went a bit further than that. We tested all the thicknesses that were actually reasonable to test, of course, and we came to a realization. The hair doesn't need to be thin enough. It just needs to look thin. We do need it to be thicker enough, thicker than the real life hair, because if you take one of your hairs, you'll see it's really thin, right? So it does need to be renderable. That means if it's really thin, it will be subpixel rendered at some point. With the motion and all that, we will get a lot of artifacts. And so that would be a no-go. We do need it to be thicker than in real life. But can we make it look thin? That was the question. So we came to the realization that from hair, or from scalp to hair, and from hair to the background, so these 2 points, the transition points, are the most important ones for the hair. So we aggressively tapered the tips, which is what you see over there, and added a gradient to it. So no longer true black and true white. Now, this is a lot of technicality. You will see practical examples of this, but that allowed us to have smooth transitions and basically achieve the result we expected. On the placement side, we came up with hair libraries, basically. Now, I could be here all day talking about hair libraries, okay? Because I'm a very technical person, and if you see me around the venue, feel free, I'm Andre. You can just come and talk to me about this. I'm not going to bother you all that for 1 hour about this, but I'm going to give you a very quick example that you all can relate. So imagine in real life, you have a construction business, and you could make one wall one roof, one floor, and one window. You make it all work together, and from there, you're not only building your house, you're actually building the whole town, and then the whole
Well,
state,
yeah,
and then
modular
eventually
pieces,
the whole
and then they
universe,
mix them together,
right?
like they do with
That's what
buildings.
air libraries are. Obviously, the result, if you could do that, it would be much cheaper, much faster, and above all, you wouldn't have a fruit salad of assets, which was what we had in the Hair not too long ago. And by fruit salad, I mean several artists working through the years, each one of them applying their own workflow. Everybody's at different levels of quality, of course, different minds, different ways of seeing the same problem. So, at the end of the day, fruit salad, right? And we wanted uniform quality. So for that, air libraries are a great solution. We also decreased the time of production of hairs. So it was taking us 20 to 40 days to create one hairstyle per artist, okay? Right now, it's going from like 3 to 5, 7 days per hairstyle, which is great news, okay? So yeah, that was major achievement.
I'm hoping we just get a horrific amount of hairstyles.
So hair libraries are just a thing. We love it. It's not just picking up a texture and putting it there. If you do that, like you need to actually see the scope. Gladly, we have some of the best artists in the world on hair working with us, so we managed to achieve this at the scope that we wanted. Now, on the shader side, there was plenty of changes as well. Some of them are very techy, very, very cool as well. I'm going to run through fast through some of them so you guys can understand the scope of what we're dealing with. But let's just understand, like at bake time, so bake time is prior to runtime. Runtime is where the game runs. Bake time, we're preparing the asset to actually put it in the engine. At bake time, we calculate the custom normal and we store it per vertex. So each vertex gets a custom normal. That makes, in a practical sense, for those who are not too technical, it basically makes the card, the air card, not look like a card. So the normals is help with the way the light reflects. We kind of do more smoke and mirrors on it and make it look not like a card by just baking it that way. Now, on the ambient occlusion, we store two baked ambient occlusions onto the color channels of the vertices as well. Now, each vertex on a mesh in any game has a color to it, okay? You might use it or not. Imagine in a car, you have a trunk. You can use it or not. It's up to you. It's not silly to use the car without using the trunk, of course, but if you have a luggage, you can put it there or in the back seat, wherever you want. Now, we decided to use this because it was free. The trunk was already there, so the vertex color was already there, and we just decided to store two ambient occlusions on it. These
I don't
two
have
ambient
much to
occlusions
say
work
about this
way.
part, but it's neat.
Light hairs, like a blonde hair, obviously needs more shadowing, or less shadowing than a dark hair, right? And so we store two. The length of the card is now baked onto the last one, and that gives us a metric of where the card starts and ends, and allows a lot of cool things you're going to see on the videos I'm about to show. So, one last thing before we can start looking at videos.
Dang it.
Is that, and this is really creative,
Ooh.
total credit for the people, for the tools programmers. I personally had nothing to do with
They
this.
they
It's
keep
already a
showing the
CIG when I
two-tone
joined.
hairs, and I
It's
just want some
absolutely amazing.
assurances that we can
So-
do that.
We have an hairstyle that was ready, that you can see over there. And we have a hair cap. An hair cap is basically a mesh on top of the character's head, which is invisible, transparent. It is just there. Sometimes we use it for shadowing. That thing has an UV. And so we project the hair, or where the hair starts, onto that UV, and gives us that image that you see on the middle, right? And so we now have a 2D space that relates to a 3D location. Meaning that if I want to have hair like mine, which is white on the sides and dark on the top, I could just paint this part and get it white on one side and then dark on the top, which is an insane advancement.
But can
because
we do
cards
that?
normally are stacked on top of each other. So when an artist is placing cards, if you paint one card to make it white here, well, it's going to be stacked on top of the other, and you're going to get spots all over the place and no control over it. So this allows us to give control. And what you see on the last image is the possible results. For example, now I can paint one side of my 2D representation of my
Maybe
3D
it'll
space
show up in the
and get
video, and that's
this
why he's
possible
being
result,
vague about
which
it,
is
Bunny.
pretty amazing. So
Fuck off, Darkrai, you're racist.
next video, we're going to take a look at our tools, okay? This is not the way it's going to be exposed to you guys in the character customizer. You will know more about that later, okay? This is the tools we use we are able to actually create the hairstyles. So let's take a look at this video.
All right.
Yeah. This is still tools though, so I think it's just developer side.
That certainly looks better than what we have.
It looks a lot better, which is a
More
low
natural.
bar. But yeah, much
You have
better.
the full range, so you can go
Much
for
more
full
natural.
white.
Like our
These are
current hair
melanin
looks like
ranges,
it's
so realistic
plastic.
ranges.
It looks like a wig,
Fully white up
not
to
a good
black.
one.
Obviously, you can go redhead as well.
Hooray!
Get out of the way. You also have the dye feature where you can see all
Yeah.
the things we talked about implemented. You can go a bit more wild on this.
Yeah, there's my hair.
All
See,
these
that
people
looks
keep
good.
missing
That
their
looks
roots.
like actual hair dye.
Yeah,
Like other games, they get it so raw, it looks like extremely fake.
Yeah.
Like hair color. That, like you can with the roots. It's the roots that does it for me.
yeah.
The strands. And then the
Oh, there we go. That's what, yep. There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
And this is why important, the length of the card is
Yeah,
stored in those
it's
dark
it's the roots that
And
make
obviously
it
you can
look
fade
like
it
a
as well
much
as much
better
as you
hair
need.
dye.
So all the
Mm.
possible combinations.
Although it looks
between
like an artificial
realistic
dye.
melanin
I'll say that
ranges
much. A lot of the
and
games they treat it as that's your
the dye
natural
layer,
hair.
okay?
It's
This
basically
is how the
anime
occlusion
hair.
is working,
Yeah.
so you
This
can
looks
see this
like
shadowings,
proper. We have real hair
creating more
colors,
negative
and now
spaces,
we
more
have
structure to
we
the
have
hair.
like
And if you look
Yeah,
at
and
the
I assume
we
we
have,
can. I
temporal
assume we can
artificial
do
dyes.
real
See how
hair
this
colors and then dye
crystal
them.
depth set helps us
yes.
with the transitions as well. Cool.
Pitch Darkness still remembers Dragon Age Inquisition. Facial hair like Nutella
By the way,
smeared
these
on the
activities
face.
are actually game ready assets. Ready to
And we can do two-tone dyed as well.
Outstanding.
So now that we understand a bit better how the hair is
I wonder
working,
what the
that's why
maximum
boring
is.
part,
You do
that I
rainbow
told you
hair.
just before, you
Or
can
is it
examine this,
limited to
these
2?
images with a bit more of an informed opinion.
Even if
That
it is
basically
limited to
the
2.
example. Now, that's all very exciting, but we want to show you hairstyles that are actually in Star Engine and working. So that's the video we're going to take a look next, okay?
Okay, good. Oh, well, stubble, but that's part of skin mesh, I assume.
I'd rather have a stubble than
Yeah,
no
then
stubble
nothing.
at all.
Yeah. May need to get the
I-
Game
I-
Witch Bunny. I'd recommend it. I mean, if you can put up with bugs and you like space, how do you feel about having to get the train?
Also, hi Witchy. I just now noticed you were in chat.
Yep.
They're from my channel.
Yeah, I asked him about that earlier. You were busy being shot up by security. Ooh, I like that one. All their hair looks so soft. I want to ruffle it.
Great. I went from 21 hours to 18 hours.
If you're fine having to take the train, then yeah, I think you'll like it. You should look into getting... They sometimes do like discounted starter packages.
They do right now. They actually have they have the $45 cutter package.
Hmm.
That you can. It also comes with a paint job. It comes with the green Halloween paint job.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I would personally say. So, that is a very important point. You do not technically need to buy any ships other than the starter one. It does make your life
Technically, yeah.
easier if you do, but generally speaking, you're gonna find at least a couple people that need crew,
And some that might actually pay you.
and some that might pay you for doing it too. Yeah. Oh, I like this one. This one's nice.
That's the I like that. Oh yeah, the comb over with the trim sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'd use that one. Yeah. There's one that I always use until I noticed there was a really like awkward bald spot, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Is it the one that's sort of like that that's in game at the moment?
I think it's this one. Wait a second.
I use the one that looks like this a lot.
Yeah, I got the shaved mohawk for my
Yeah.
character.
But yeah, no, ships are expensive. You don't need to buy them. You can get them in game.
I like that.
That's very nice.
That's got a Captain Pike look to it.
It do kind of. And it's so feathered.
It's nice meeting you. You're my hero. You also have really nice hair. Boimler, shut up.
I only watched that episode recently.
What, Strange New Worlds?
The crossover one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only got two. We got 2 more episodes of Lower Decks left, and they've already confirmed season 5.
Oh, thank God for that. I love Lower Decks.
Great, guys. So I can see by your feedback that you really enjoyed the die, so I'm going to try and direct things that way next time. Pretty cool. Okay, yeah, these are game-ready assets as well. Now, like I promised you, we're trying to make this diverse and get away a little bit from this type of hairstyles you just seen now, which is a bit more military. And for that,
Prim and
we'll have the
proper.
next
Yeah,
video. Now,
exactly what Pitch is
if you want
saying. We
to
need
understand
someone
if
with
there's
a
any 3D
mop
artists,
top and
character
weird
artists,
hair.
air artists out there, you will know. Some of the hairstyles you're going to see next are some of the hardest things you can do in hair for games. In a practical sense, if you can do what is going to be shown next and render it at 60 frames
Though,
per second,
to
on
be
an
honest, what they
MMO,
really need
you can do
is
pretty much anything.
better black people
Okay.
hair. Because we basically have
Oh,
none at
it's
the
a-
moment.
It's our
That's what
glimpse
I've
into the
always
future
seen
of
had
what type of
difficulty
diversity
with
we wanna achieve.
video games.
We're not
Either
only going
it's
for this
just they
style,
don't
but
really
just showing
care,
you that if this
or
style
it's just
is one of
it's
the
limitation
directions,
of the
then
engine they're
the full
using.
range will come.
Yeah.
But
I hope you enjoy.
no,
it.
definitely agree.
I would just.
Oh, speaking of, it's
Okay.
Morgan's hair. Nah, not really. Those are just corn. Those are just I could probably use it for Morgan. That is
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, well, let's see where they go from here. Because it sounds like they're. I mean, it looks like they're. Okay.
Dread's done right. Dread's done right.
I mean, I can't actually comment myself, but to me, to my pasty ass, this looks pretty good.
God, Pedro Cantor does such amazing fucking music.
Dunny though. Yeah, there was Frizz as
hell
well.
yeah.
That's a nice one. Oh, with the shaved back as well. That's cool.
The braided bun, that's nice.
Hmm.
So on my vacation, I'm going out to go visit Pei and her friends, and she's already told me I'm braiding your hair. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, fair enough. My girlfriend says the same to
That
me
is
if I
cool.
grow up my beard. That's a nice one, yeah.
Oh no, I've had it done. It happened to me. My ex did it in college. Wishing. It was actually the one night
Thank you,
it
guys.
happened was we were at Anime Club and we had our like yearly convention. It was the
yeah.
midnight not safe for
Like I've
work
been saying,
screening, and
these
we're just
pictures
sitting
you see
there
here,
watching
they are
really
all
bad
rendered
anime
as you see
porn.
in real time, depending on the
Making
light conditions and
commentary,
stuff.
making funny jokes and
There's no
commentary on it.
tricks
She was
here.
just sitting
This is
behind me
actually
braiding
how
my
it looks.
fucking hair as
Jesus.
we're seeing
And that's why
porn.
we're really proud. Like I said, it doesn't
Yeah,
end up
but
here,
yeah, Witchy,
okay?
these
We're pushing
these
it
look
forward.
good.
This is
They
just
definitely need more of
requested
them.
stuff that was there, that I'm pretty
But I
sure you
am
guys
really
were
glad
tired.
that they've started
Nobody
at
at
least.
CIG was happy with what we had. I can assure you that. Yeah. Especially as an air artist, right? So, but we finally arrived. Now, we've seen all this. what does this mean in a practical sense for you guys? It's
How
it's
do you
the
get the
question you
level
may
9
have.
on Clusher? Because once you get
Well,
the level
Let me tell
9,
you really fast.
the
We
comm
made
link goes
over
away, so you
75
can murder
hairstyles
other inmates and
since,
steal
like,
their
6
stuff to
months ago.
sell.
On the last 6
Yeah,
months, we
the
made
black
75
spot or
hairstyles.
something?
That is a lot.
Or
That was
just-
possible
Yeah.
with all
Yeah.
the changes we made. Yeah. Yeah. That is a great achievement. Now, we cannot hand them all to you right now. It's very simple. It's very simple. It doesn't end up here at the artist end, okay? After this, there's a tech art pass where they need to skin it. They need to make it work with hats, with goggles, with everything that needs to work, right? So it's a process that takes time, but we wanted to have a certain amount, a quantity that would be enough to replace all the stuff that it's there, give you enough variety for you to start, and that's what we're gonna see next. Now,
Oh, so next is hair
also
that's actually
tells
coming?
you
Like
when.
that?
Yeah,
you
that's
get it.
that's what it
So-
sounds like, right?
As a last
I
note,
think so.
I'll leave you with this video, and next, Forrest will come here to talk about this stuff. So let's take a look at this, guys.
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah, the stuff that's actually coming out. Okay.
Okay, so they do have my hair.
Into the PU.
Don't they have
I
balding, which is
like-
kind of nice? Like receding hairline.
I like the top left.
Yeah.
Top left line. That one's good.
Oh, I like
the
top
female
right.
hairs are looking good.
Yeah.
We got Captain Janeway in the middle.
Second from the left on top. I like that one. That's like the one I use at the moment.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fluffier the better.
Yes. That's going to be the December update. Either it's going to be the
before the year
December
ends,
update or the ISC
You're gonna get to
update.
enjoy these hairstyles. It was a
Or
pleasure to be
IEC,
here with you today,
IE.
guys, and see you in the verse.
3.22. Hair.
Another round of applause for Andre and getting new hairs into the game. I can't wait to put new hair on my character, I'll tell you that. And for Ian and his awesome character team and the amazing characters they showed us earlier. Absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna run through this, we don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna talk to you about character heads. We've talked about hair.
Okay, yeah,
We
good,
have
good.
talked about outfits.
give us
New
beard.
I'm
faces.
gonna talk to you a little bit about
Yeah.
the heads and our
I've noticed a
pipeline in
distinct
getting us
lack of
from
hair or
the
beards, but
actors
you know,
that we hire to
with the hair
do the
tech.
photogrammetry all the way to the game characters. So we have a DNA pool, expansion, and customization I'm going to be taking you through. We made a data-driven pipeline for adding new heads. So what is a DNA pool? DNA pool is just a bunch of heads that we put into the game. That way you can modify the ears, the nose, the chin, the mouth, and you could interpolate between all the different heads. A DNA pool. We want to expand the pool and allow for more selection and range. So we scanned 60 new heads for our
Outstanding.
DNA pool. 60 new
Yeah,
heads.
especially since they have like
And we processed
10
them internally.
at the moment.
We also added customizable facial features, skin tones, complexion.
It's because
makeup layer
the
on
way they
top,
do.
Revisited the eyes.
So yeah,
These
it's a
characters look new and
witchy.
they
It's a
look
weird
great.
way to say it, but it's because of the way they do character customization, which is you sort of just blend through a collection of 10 heads.
All right. So our current pool, there's the 18 heads right there. But that
That are
wasn't
scanned from
enough.
real people,
We need
is the
more.
idea.
That is our
Oh,
new
look
pool.
at that.
That's a nice variety.
Outstanding.
Yeah, they do a big full 3D scan,
Very exciting.
create models and
right
skins
now
off
in
of
the
that.
PU, when you're playing, see that center row? You get 9 females and 9 males. And now we're going to be getting all these characters. It's for
I
Squadron
like the different
and the
ages they
Persistent
have.
Universe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's nice as
How
well.
do we do it? Well, we partnered with Clear Angle over
Oh, I
in
should have
Pinewood,
looked
London.
and see if I could
And they
find
have this
Board
thing
Gamer in
called
there
the
somewhere.
Clear Angle Dorothy
Yeah, Board
scanner.
Gamer's just reposting. He's just
The
recording
scanner
and
improvements
reposting.
allows us to get
He
shows
is-
done
You're talking about
in
pic- are
4
you talking
weeks
about the
of
head?
sessions.
Yeah.
Custom coded
Yeah, I was about
flash.
to say. Fucking,
that
I was
just
about to
kinda
make a
does
comment
it
on one of his videos. Just say, like,
automatically, all
is this your
calibrated.
content now? You're just
In
reposting
seconds.
what they
Our
did?
old, to give you an idea,
and
not even
our
commenting?
old process
So
for
he's
doing this
reposting
took
what they're doing,
hours to
but he
calibrate.
does create
This
the comment
thing
like
does
the
it in
day
seconds.
afterwards.
Talk about state of the art. Average of 4 scan
I don't know,
actors
it
per
feel-
day
it
now.
feels-
We used to be
I-
doing 1.
Part of me is
What
like,
this
I
means
hope
to
he's
you
not.
is we can get you
As much as people
characters
say, like, where are you
faster, we can
defending
get you
CRG?
new
They make
heads
plenty of money.
faster.
I'm like, yeah, but you're a
Polarized
content
image data
creator and you
resulted in improved
record, you
spec, blah,
add
blah, blah.
nothing to the
Those are
recording,
awesome texture maps
and
that
you
we could
pro-
put
and
on
you
the
profit
head.
off of it.
That way we could
That's
render
kind of
'em,
scummy to me.
make them look really
Yeah.
good.
No, I get you there.
Photogrammetry captured in raw images at 8K texture map resolutions. Hyper accurate scan results. Now, close your eyes if you're a little sensitive to light.
Oh, ow.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Ooh,
the process we use to get the pictures, to build the photogrammetry.
I should have
to
paused that
calibrate
because
the
I knew what they were going to
cameras.
do. Wait, is he going to do it again? Yeah, he might do it again. Okay, he's probably done now. God dang it.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah,
there
he's
we
done.
got some characters here on the screen. Those are all built using all these things that I've briefly mentioned.
Nice.
I want to talk to you a little
They
bit
look
about
like
skin
people.
tone though. Skin tone's tricky because we want to apply it. We want to be able to customize it. We want you to have the ability to do whatever you want. So what you see is some really weird looking characters. We see a head with some yellow. Yellow's good in this case. What we're trying to do is we're trying to find the average skin color. Once we find the average skin color, we can figure out what that skin tone is, and then we can apply it. The blue means it's further away from the average skin tone. So when you apply your skin tone, it has less influence, keeping those high details, keeping the color, the blemishes, the imperfections. That middle one, that whitehead, that's where we get once we've extracted the data. It's now ready to apply the skin tone, which you see at the end.
Weird and cool.
All right, so here's a little more detail what I'm talking about. We knew that we were going to get a pool for these heads, this pool of all these different awesome shapes, noses, ears, lips. But now, with what we're doing currently, you can see that we have calibrated all of our source photos of our actors. And with that, we could figure out exactly what they're supposed to look like. And then once I extract and do the average thing, I'm able to get a value. And that value translates into a skin tone. And that skin tone translates into a chart that you can customize your character with. And what's great about this is as we grow our pool and we get more heads, we get more skin tones. So our skin tones aren't based on, whatever it should be. What should it be? What does it look like? These are real data. These are real data that we get from these incredible clear angle scans and the incredible tech that is brought in by our staff. And the skin tone will grow along with our head data and along with our heads.
Nice.
And there's an example of me just
Oh, yeah.
applying it and showing that in practice. And now here's another look. Here's a couple more characters
Mustache.
that I put together with this
Beard.
stuff.
Chin.
Yes. Oh, goatee. I'll take it.
And here's what's great about that. I did that with our brand new character creator,
That
character
is coming out.
customizer for Squadron 42.
Okay.
Every head you see in here, which will also be applied to the persistent universe, so all heads are in the verse. And as you can see right here, here's a little scene I put together using the outfits, using the hair, using the skin, using the heads. And I did that all with the new character creator. And here to show you that, if the live demo of the character creator, I'm going to bring back my good friend Sean Tracy.
Thanks, buddy. Give me. Oh,
No. Ah.
that's awesome.
Okay.
All right, so what's this all mean to you guys? Let's show ya. Time for live demo.
Everyone's saying,
Oh, yeah.
everyone's yelling
All
beard.
right. So, I want to
I think.
welcome you to the Biotic Corp Calliope machine.
Oh, okay. They've branded it now. Good. I guess.
Oh, that looks so much better.
It does look
All
a lot
right.
better.
So here you can see we've got the.
Oh god,
whoa,
that ear-piercing
I'm
noise.
getting
Yeah,
feedback.
what is
You
that?
can see we've got 2 body types that I can select
that coming from the
at any
stream?
point in time.
Oh god, does that hurt?
So we're going to start in right away. Now, you might recall how the character creator currently works. You would have a whole bunch of source heads from our DNA pool. We would select one of the facial shapes, and then we'd blend it up or down, depending on how much you wanted that certain facial shape. Now, this was pretty good, but it's not the most intuitive of systems. So instead, what we wanted to come up with was a much more
Once you can
intuitive way
save them
to
now as
control
well.
this.
You don't have to
And
keep
what we've
making.
now introduced is sculpting mode.
Oh, okay. So a bit of the 2 of them. Oh, that's
So,
good. Even more variety then.
It's quite interesting to know what's going on behind the scenes, and this wasn't an easy problem to solve, but our animation programmers and tech artists and everybody came together, and they figured out a way to basically make it so that from the DNA pool, we are making a selection based on what you want out of it. So it's going on between all the different options. Now, I'm going to start making some changes here right away. So I want to wind up the nose. You can see that it's all very intuitive. It's fast to use. I'm going to make the lips a little bit bigger here. There we go, something like that. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to adjust the brow here, maybe make a little bit of a heavier brow. Now we can adjust the eye shape. We can go more almond eyes. We can go more oval. We can have a heavy lid. You know, I can find a whole bunch of different options within here. So here, we're starting to look pretty good. I want to give him a little bit more of a hero chin. There we go. I'm liking that. Yes. That's cool.
He's a handsome
All right.
fella.
So, not to spend too much time on that, I want to show you some of the other features. And speaking of features, we go to our skin tone. So finally, you're not just selecting a preset skin
the flesh
tone.
cloud.
You can move through the
Yeah.
whole gamut of the
Oh,
lookup
perfect.
table. And this
That's
is
so much
melanin
better.
and hemoglobin at the same time.
Can't help but notice the texture
so
up at
very
the top.
of
Yeah.
it, I've got a texture slider. So instead of the whole head sort of selection, we can go between all the different textures. Now, like Forrest mentioned, we're going to have 30 of these for one body type and 30 for the other body type. So here, I'm kind of liking, what am I like? Oh, I like this one. So here, and I'm just going to set a skin tone that I kind of like. Something like that. That's cool. All right. So the next step in our skin tone is the complexion. And
Nice.
complexion,
Oh,
we've
freckle count.
added freckles.
Oh
Good.
hell yeah.
So here I'm just blending in and I'm blending out the amount of freckles. Now I've cranked it all the way to the top just so you guys can see it. But for my character here, I'm going to keep it kind of subtle, like this, but quite a few of them, something like that. We've also got sunspots. Now this is, you know, a little more weathered skin. We'll give this sort of look. And we've got a whole bunch of different blemish masks planned for you guys, whether that's sunspots or liver spots
exactly.
or anything to that effect. Now, I'm going to give this guy kind of a weathered look because I think the skin tone looks pretty cool like that.
You're 100% right, Witchy.
Yeah, I'm digging that.
Let them freckles
All
show.
right, so next up, eyes.
Good.
So
Ooh,
no
eye
longer do
cloud.
we have the green and the brown, just the full selection. You've got a full RGB chart of what you want to select. So if you want to have bright green eyes, if you want to have hazel eyes, if you want to have blue eyes, if you want to have any of these eyes, this is all very, very nice. So again, we can go with deep browns. We can go with sort of a steely blue, which I'm kind of digging for this skin tone. I quite like that look. That's cool. Oh, well, we'll get into some funky colors.
Makeup.
Don't you worry. All right. So one of the other things we've added, and it was mentioned before, we've added a makeup layer. And with the makeup layer, we're totally inclusive.
Oh, yeah, they
Any
did
of the
say
body
that, didn't
types
they?
can have makeup. Now, I
In
don't
one
want
of
to
the
spend too
reports, I
long
think.
on it here because we're going to get into it in
Oh
a couple
boy, they
minutes.
said
But I
inclusive.
just want to
Let's
show
see
you sort
what
of
the
blending that
actual
in, blending
stream
that out
has to
for
say
this
about that.
particular,
I
body
am
type.
not turning on comments.
So next, as Andre talked about, we
Hair.
have all the
yeah, the
hairstyles.
best one
Beard,
come out
beard,
again. Yes, give me
beard.
war
Second
paint.
one.
So I'm just gonna pick
There's
a
a
couple
that
different
second
ones.
one
There's
up
a,
there
you know,
that's
a
showing
reality
chin.
for
We
some
got
of
beard.
us, and another reality for another one of us.
Yes, we got
There
beards.
It is.
Yep.
I see it. I see
Yep,
it. I see
That's
Yep,
what I
it.
want
yep,
my
yep.
reality to be here. Something like this. I'm digging the mohawk though for this one. He's got a bit of a Mr. T look to him. I kind of like this. Yeah, I pity the fool.
Yes.
All right.
And the crowd goes mild. Yay.
So it might go without saying that we've got beards now. So if you want to select
Oh,
a
that looks
full
so
beard,
good.
Don't it?
you can select a full beard. If you want just mutton,
Mutton
chops, you got
chops.
your mutton chops. You want your handlebar, you got your handlebar. All right. So we've got all the different beard types that you could want, and we're going to add as many as you guys really want. So I'm kind of digging the full beard for this guy. Yeah, I'm digging the full beard for this guy.
And eyebrow
Even
selection as
further to
well,
that,
which is nice.
We've got eyebrow selection.
Good.
Which is, I mean, you could go with no eyebrows.
Bit limited,
that's
but
a very real. You could have bushy ones. You can have a little bit more, normal, kind of straightforward ones. But it was mentioned before during
Oh,
the
you
hair
can change the
and,
root
with
color.
Forrest's, discussion that we've got the hair dye as well. So with the hair dye, you can affect all the hair at once. And right now, I've got all selected. So I can go through the gamut of all the different hair melanin that you can
okay,
set.
so you can change your beard, eyebrow, and hair
So
all
here,
separate.
I'm just going to darken
Actually,
it
it's
up
not
a little
doing
bit.
anything with the
And
eyebrows,
if
is it?
I wanted to dye the facial hair,
yeah,
I could just dye
yeah,
the
you
facial
can.
hair all by itself. Setting a dye color here. Something like that. But in the end, I'm really digging the jet black on this particular one. So I'm going to frost these tips a little bit. I think that's going to look kind of cool. Let's set a bit of a blonde here. Turn up the dye amount. And then what's really cool about this, and I'll show this in a minute, is that we can actually control the fall off of it. So again, if I just want this on the tips, I can just blend it right about here.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So there we go.
Oh, and the amount as well, so it can be
He looks
nice
a lot
and
different
like
than
subtle.
how that started, and I think that's actually pretty fun. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here, and I can't wait for you guys to explore it and spend as much time as you want customizing and expressing yourself as a character. So once you're done, you've got to sign off a personal declaration that the physical appearances that the calliope process has allegedly caused are okay with you. So let's go to our next body type.
Good.
All right. So I'm going to go to town here real fast. Right away. And you might think it looks a little off or so, but I don't know. We're going to get there. Let's make some changes here. Going to adjust the bridge of the nose, maybe a little bit of the cheekbones here. That's maybe a little extreme. Let's go back here. Something like that. And I'll make the lips a little bit smaller here, and I'm going to lengthen that chin for a little more of a triangle kind of face here.
That knocked 2 hours off my.
So you can see, you can tweak to your heart's
2
content.
hours off
You can
my
spend a
thing.
lot of time doing this. And
You're still in Klesher,
I
yeah?
like the brows. I
Yep,
like a little
I'm
bit softer of a
going
brow
into
for
the
this
mines
particular
and
character.
beating people up,
That's looking pretty good to me.
steal their
actually.
stuff that they mine.
So next, just
Into
like we
the
did before, we
mines.
go into features. We can do the skin tone. I'm going to select a certain texture here, just because we got to get going on time here. Let's go. Something around here is looking pretty good to me. Cool. All right, we go into the complexion the same way that we did before. So we start with the freckles. And I kind of like a real freckled appearance on this particular character. And I'm going to turn down the sunspots. So we move forward to the eye color again. Ooh, I'm really digging the green. Yeah, I like the green kind of look. And we get to the makeup. Now, this is where I wanted to spend more time. Now, I'm arguably not very good at this, but I will do my absolute best to show you guys how you can use it. So
I need
first
more,
is the
but I
eyeliner.
like it.
So the eyeliner, we can do any color. You can go as crazy or as chill as you want to go with this. But for this particular, I'm
yeah,
gonna
okay,
go
they
quite
do
dark here.
eyes, lips,
just in
and
the
cheeks.
dark
So
sort of
that's good.
fuchsias and purples. Here, we'll do in the inner lid eyeshadow, and that I'm kind of keeping the same
Oh,
theme,
and there's.
I think. Yeah.
I thought the 1, 2, and 3 were
Do the same
for
thing
eye,
with the
cheek,
broad
and lip,
eyeshadow.
but
So again, we
okay,
can go
no,
as
you can do
crazy
at least 3 colors per makeup
or as
bit.
calm as you want.
That's cool.
So, what I've had good success in doing is kind of having it cranked, and then I just pull it back to a little more of a natural blend, something to this effect here. Next is the lips. We can do the exact same stuff on the lips. Now, what we have is a whole bunch of different makeup masks, and you've got 3 different channels within those masks, so basically 3 different colors that are affecting different areas of it. Now, for the lips, we can go with the same sort of theme if we wanted, and I think I'm actually kind of digging that. And let's go on the lip liner, a little darker. And then lips are a lot more glossy, so we can increase the gloss there, so that looks a little more like a lip gloss. Yeah, that looks pretty cool there. And then, like I was doing before, I kind of just pull it back a little bit. And there we are. So next, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. I have no business doing that, that's for sure. Same thing on the hair. Again, we've got a whole bunch of different hairstyles. These will all be shared between the 2 body types, but for this particular demo,
I was hoping
we've
they
got
would
the
be.
ponytail, we've got the slick back kind of look. Yeah, I'm not finding one I'm really digging yet. Ah, yes, yes, now we're talking. All right, so cool. Now, again,
Beards.
we're fully inclusive
Woohoo.
here, guys. So, if you want facial hair on any body type, you got facial hair on any body type.
Good on
That is
'em.
up to you
Yeah.
guys.
And I'm glad for the cheers.
So on the eyebrows, I'm just gonna leave them because we can't
Female
really see them anyways.
dwarves.
But for the
Exactly.
hair, I really like dyeing this hair a certain color, sort of, something in the darker range.
Fucking, what's
Turn
that comment?
down.
Rat
I like
queens.
the nice jet black. Look at the makeup bounce out.
I
That
think I
looks
read a
cool.
little bit of that.
I'm gonna
That's the
turn
one with
up
the
dye
with the
though,
dwarf
and I'm
woman,
gonna try
and they
to
actually
carry my same
all the
theme
female dwarves
forward
have
here.
beards.
Mm.
There we go. And
Yeah,
then
I read
I'm
that one, I
gonna
think. A little
give
bit
a
of it.
bit of a
I haven't
fall
finished.
off, as we can do. So it's just on the tips there. So let's see that in action. Yeah. All right. So now, at first, we weren't sure about that character, right? But in the end, I think she turned out, definitely. So you go to a review, sign off your declaration again, and head to game. So, I'm really lucky to be able to sit in front of this. And again, it was a huge amount of work from tech art, engineering, design.
This is meant to be the Squadron 42 one
that has
specifically,
done
right?
all this work. And one of the cool things to know is that
well,
we
yeah,
use
they're
this
showing
now
what they finished
internally
in
as a
Squadron.
tool.
Yeah.
That's why it's me up here
Yeah,
demoing
this one is specifically
This is our
Squadron,
tool
as you can
internally
see
for
from the
creating
uniform.
all these
And I'm
heads,
kind of
for
hoping
creating
he's
all the
like
NPCs in the
one
verse. Because as
misclick
Chris
away
put it
from
one time,
starting up
he
Squadron
doesn't want his
42.
NPCs to look lame. He wants
Yeah.
them to look cool. And this gives you cool looking characters.
Come on,
Thanks a lot,
hit
guys.
sign and submit. See what happens. Ah, okay, fine.
Jared, what the fuck are you doing?
The same thing they were doing yesterday with the soccer ball.
It works. All right, we're behind on schedule, so let's welcome the Life in the First Person crew. Take it away. I'll be here. I'm busy.
When they were going around showing the people in the audience yesterday, a bunch of them were standing on chairs in a T-pose.
Hello, everyone. Am I too early? No. It's a real pleasure to be here at CitizenCon in person. I've had so much fun. Thank you all. But my name is Jens. I'm here from Manchester. I'm going to talk to you about some improvements to Play Traversal. So we're going to start in
Nice.
Zero G, where we've been rebuilding the EVA
Oh,
experience. from
push and
ground
pull
up.
and stuff.
Oh yes.
So the first thing you should see is that we've made the exit from Gravity Less disorientating.
Thank you.
But that was the best part.
Oh, we got a face plant.
Oh,
We made it.
aw.
All right, so we made the re-entry much more forgiving.
Yes. Oh God, yes.
So this
No
EVA
more
has a new
spinning
Pro
around
Lateral pose, and
uncontrollably.
This is really important to us because it allows us to get close to surfaces, and it allows us to walk across them. So we can see that in this video here.
Yeah, that looks real good. I also really like whatever armor set this is.
Oh yes.
Okay, and
I
as it
haven't
gets
seen
to
this
the
one
end,
yet.
we're gonna
I think
jump
this
No.
is
off.
new.
Okay, here we
No,
go.
this is new.
Into that, and this smaller profile lets us get into spaces we couldn't get into before, or not easily with the old EVA. We're gonna traverse through here, thread the needle,
Yeah, this
and
looks.
also the collision
This is so
more
much better.
forgiving. We're gonna slide off at slower speeds, so we're not gonna be spinning away. Okay, big reveal. Love this station. This is amazing.
Shining
And we're
star.
also adding grips, so in interiors you might be able to hold on to grips to do interactions and walk between the grips to get better control.
Nice.
Now, thank you very much.
More parkour.
So now
Okay. yeah,
prone
prone.
has long been a problem motion set for us, right? But taking these EVA posing solutions we saw, we can now rotate around the camera without any lateral translation. So we're not rotating around the hips anymore.
Nice.
And it allows you to aim much better. We're also not moving the body, so we don't need to worry about the external
All right,
collisions
Comlink
anymore.
lost.
Right? We're
I'm
not going to get
start
pushed around.
Lugging people.
That looks so much better.
Of course, prone isn't all about looking around. We want to traverse as well. So we're going to head down this vent. And here we put in a new collision style. So this is all about letting you have control in narrow, small spaces, smaller than this. We're going to be able to push around the corners. We're going to go run tight
Crawling
vents,
through vents looking
and
for
we're gonna be able to
xenomorphs.
reliably
Perfect.
Go up and down slopes. And this is where prone led the way. So we then took this and we put it into the EVA. So if I turn off gravity here, which I'm not going to do, but if I did, the EVA would have been able to traverse the exact same place. And by having these motion sets so similar, we can exchange success between them. And this could then be done to other horizontal sets, like prone light sets, for example, like the water world showed it yesterday. We might be able to take you swimming there one day. So
Nice. Good. Swimming. Please. Yes.
okay, we're gonna move from the horizontal to the vertical. So with ladders, we put in some new subtle and significant improvements.
Can lean on ladders
so we
now.
got midpoint markups that lets you enter the ladder.
This game is
anywhere.
such an immersive sim.
We're gonna let you look around so you can do 360s. We're gonna let you lean on the ladders so that you can avoid obstacles or peek around corners. And this all got a full new animation set. It looks amazing, especially with all this beautiful star cloth. You know, you got both the hood and the cape there. It looks amazing.
Very
okay,
thief,
so
very stealth,
with
very
combat, we
ninja.
wanted
I'm
to
loving
add
it.
more speed to the encounters. So what we've done is we've removed the weapon penalty, so you can move at the same speed with and without the weapon out. We've reduced the inertia, so you're going to be able to push up to your desired speed faster. And this is already in 320,
Oh.
321, and we got more things like this to come.
Oh, sliding shot.
Yeah, the sliding.
Right, so I didn't just want to talk about improvements. I've hinted at swimming, but I'm going to show you a different feature, right? So, sliding. So, with the power slide, you inject a burst of speed. This doesn't just take you from A to B faster. You're going to have a reduced profile. You become a smaller target. It doesn't come for free. You know, you're sprinting, so that's going to cost you stamina. You're sliding, that's going to add some stamina cost. And
Wonder
when
what
I
it
do
does for
back-to-back like
sound.
this, my
Maybe
heart
that's
rate
good
is
for
just pumping, right? So you got to be a bit
stealth.
careful. You can't just slide it
Probably not.
the whole
I
way
mean, the
from
running will.
the hubs to the spaceport. Okay, so another thing that is really important to us is that with the slide, it's a short duration, but we want interactivity as soon as possible. And that's true for all our motion sets. We're going to go through all of them and give you interactivity.
Okay, don't take away
So with the slide, we want you to be able
control.
to aim
That's
around
good.
as soon as possible. The moment you hit the ground, you're going to be able to aim around, all right? And the direction is locked, so if I was to slide from one...
No.
end
Come
of
back.
the stage,
Okay.
the other. I would be sliding this way, but I'll be looking this way, right? Look at you guys, hey. But while I'm sliding, I can hip fire. And as I come out in the exit, I can ADS, I can lean. I could go back to sprint right away. So I could do back-to-back slides, like we saw in the last video. Okay, so moving beyond traversal, just to finish this section, I want to talk about new hazard. Now, you saw this yesterday in the UI demo.
Which we didn't show on this stream, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's my fault.
Yeah.
Bone, can you press the button? That's it. Okay, radiation, right. So radiation, for that, is a new addition to this active status system. And we need to look at the bottom left here. So in the middle, you got the amount of radiation that
It was a
you
very
put on your
radioactive
body.
Pico.
If you have a directional source, it's based on your body surface and your distance to that source. So by going behind the cover here, I can completely cut off all the radiation. So I can use that.
Is that how that
And
works?
then on the left, we have an icon
I suppose
that
it
has
does.
a shield around it. Now, that shield works in two ways. Right? First of all, it comes from your outfit. So depending on what you're wearing, you're going to have a better or less accurate shield, right? It has a threshold. As long as your radiation doesn't exceed the threshold, the shield will hold true. It'll scrub all the radiation off, and you can stay there as long as you like. But as the shield starts peeling off, when the radiation gets higher, the shield will peel off. And the radiation sickness kicks in right at the end of the video here. And my health just deteriorates super, super quick. So yeah, that's not great. Okay, so we're gonna see some more radiation in the next section. So I would like to welcome Inesh up on the stage. Thank you very much, everyone.
Why are we showing that? Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Inesh and I'm a gameplay programmer here at CIG. And I'm here today to tell you all about, thank you. And I'm here today to tell you all about the features we've been working on to improve the player interaction experience with the physical objects in the world. So let me start by telling you what we've made to make it easy for you to identify and interact with these objects in the world. We have introduced in the new interaction prompts, which are AR cards that appear over the objects as the player gets near them. These, combining with scanning, will help the player to easily identify the interactable objects in the scene. So we have improved the algorithm that our interaction system uses to determine the current item in focus. So you'll have a smarter detection and selection as you move around and look around the scene. So the prompts will show you the active interaction and the key bind that you can use to quickly trigger it, like you see on the pictures. So we are trying to minimize the friction of the player to interacting with these objects. You no longer have to go into interaction mode to bring up the cursor, then drag it over, and to select using the inner thoughts. So we're removing that.
It's actually going a little bit backwards to the CryEngine stuff.
So what happens if an object has more than one interaction? Well, for that, you can just simply hold F, and this will bring you the new interaction wheel.
Good.
So this is our new interaction wheel. It will be focusing on the item. And you can see that up to 2 of the interactions have a star icon. So this is related to another system that you are bringing to you that we call the default item actions. So this allows us to have a primary interaction, that's the one that shows on the prompt, and a secondary interaction. So these are default actions that you can easily trigger using shortcuts. So these actions will change based on the combination of the item, the player, and the environment.
If you just press F once, it'll carry.
And although designers do choose the default actions that we bring to you, you are fully able to customize them to fit your preferences and playing style.
Nice.
So let's take a look at this in action. Here you can see the prompts that change depending on your focus. So let's bring up the wheel. And I really like my plushes, so I want to inspect them when I find them around. So I'm changing that to my primary. And you'll see that does not affect only the item they're interacting with, but any item that falls into the same category. Go next. Okay. So I've shown you some features that improve Thank you.
And we're getting Thief 4 style hand
So I've
interactions,
shown you
but
features that improve
probably
the
less
readability
annoying.
and easiness of interacting with the objects in the world. But the other part of our focus was to bridge the disconnection between the player and the object you are interacting with. In a fully physicalized world that we want to provide you, a tactile experience is very important to sell the experience. So we've introduced a new system that allows us to play animations on the player of actually reaching out and physically touch the objects in the world.
So this was super annoying in Thief 4, but I have high hopes
So
for this.
our main goal was to give you a better immersion, but at the same time minimizing the friction and the control we take away from you.
Good.
So this
'Cause
really
that
was
was
an
the part that was
exercise
the problem.
between code, design, and animation to give you the best experience possible. Let's see some of this in action. And you know, pressing buttons has never been so satisfying and fun.
Just smacks it.
I don't know, I just kind of like go. And okay,
like
so
it.
let's continue with this theme of tactile experiences. The next thing I want to talk to you about are
Ooh,
usable
valves.
interactables. So usables are objects that have existed in our game for a very long time. And you know, designers have had a variety of tools to build these really interesting and complex sequences for the AI. But up until now, what we could do for the player was very limited. So this past year, we've been building up our tools that provided for designers, that designers could build these really interactive experiences for the player. And the advantage of using the usable system is that anything that the player would be able to do, the AI will also be able to do. So let's have a look at a simple demo that one of our designers put together to see what we can now achieve. So in this scenario, the player has to go forward but can't go forward because of the toxic water. So he has to go over to the valve to turn off the water. So before we could maybe play a simple animation when you interacted, but now designers can give full manual control to you. So you, by pressing the specific inputs, you will be driving the system. So, but this is not enough. We needed to be able to give designers a way to translate what the player is currently doing and affect other objects in the world in specific ways. So this is what is happening here. As the player is turning the valve, is controlling the flow of the water that's coming from the pipes. And what should happen when the player is no longer in control? Do we want to keep the state, revert back to the initial one, or maybe trigger something else altogether? Well, it's up to designers to define the type of experience they want to bring to you. So
that's nice though.
Finally, turn off that valve. Rush over before that broken valve starts turning off, and then see another small example. Oh, let's go. So yeah, you'll see another small example where you won't be able to open the door by a press of a button, but you have to manually interact with that pump and manually open it. So you'll have to time your inputs to slowly open the door. So this is just a small taste of the level of interactivity that we can now have with these objects.
Okay,
we have really nice
that's not as bad as I was thinking. That's
and,
fine.
You know, I can't wait to see what the PU designers will create and bring up to your hands.
That's nice. I like that.
Thanks. Okay, let's quickly talk about kiosks and terminals. And let's be honest, it's really hard to interact and get a good view of these ones. So we made a small little changes to make it easier for you. We've created a new focus mode that will walk the player to perfectly align with the kiosks. So we can better perfectly frame the screen on the viewport. At this point,
I don't know about that. I kind of liked being able to look at kiosks from the wrong angle.
Chooses to leave. So let's take a look at this in action. And look at that, when you trigger it, and like, whew. Yeah, so this is a very small quality of life improvement, but it will make it much easier for you to interact with its kiosks.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you.
Finally, let's talk about looting. This is our new looting screen. It's not replacing the inventory,
That's
but
so
it will
much
be
better than
used
what
when
we
you're
have.
looting a body or any other lootable that you find in the world. It was specifically designed to improve this experience. So since looting is a common action during FPS combat, especially if you haven't fully prepared ahead, we wanted to make it as easier and quick as possible.
Yeah,
so you
doing
can
the
spend
underground
minimum
facilities
amount of
naked,
time to grab
and then
any
just
items
picking
you need
everything up.
from your target. So it displays the current loadout and a simplified version of the inventory. Looting favors speediness, while the inventory is there so you can fully manage your loadout. So we're still actively working on it, and this is especially
does
on
look a lot
UI
better.
and art, but I want to give you a little sneak
I'm
peek
gonna be
how
right
this
back.
all works.
Sure.
Actually, let's see this.
Okay, let's go over to divergence. So you see the player loadout is on items.
I wonder
on
if you
bottom,
can click
targets on
the
top.
little
You
arrows
can
to
if you hover
pull
the
everything.
different widgets, you'll see a tooltip that with the different quick actions you can do. You can just simple press. Yeah, it'll be so much easier. So yeah, you can quickly press to just equip or swap. You can even use your mouse wheel if you want to change the target. You can,
Oh yeah,
drop
definitely way
anything,
better than what we
start
have
anything,
right
just
now.
Really quick actions.
All right,
And
I'll be right back.
you'll see in a
Sure.
minute that we also can trigger ammo repooling. So this will grab all available ammo, either from your target or from your inventory, and will fill up the magazines in your loadout and get rid of any empty magazines. So yeah, looking really good. Yeah, so it's looking really good, and I can't wait to see the final art. So that's all from me, so thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great time!
Yes, stealth gameplay and weapon. Yes, this is my stuff.
Right, hello everyone. For those who cannot remember, my name is Jens, and I'm now going to talk to you about some changes we made to our stealth gameplay.
Woo!
And I'm going to give you an update on weaponware.
Yay!
Right, so takedowns is an important part of our stealth encounters. So this is where we're going to add some player skill progression. So going to move you
Yeah,
through
this is where
different action
Burrick's
sets.
time to shine. Oh,
You're going to start
quick time
out by
event now.
struggling. You might fail. Of course, this sort of added time and the extra noise you're making is really going to increase the risk of detection. You're going to get faster the more you do it, and then you're going to reach maximum efficiency. Check this one out. So he's so fast you can barely see him do it, and then he guides the body to the floor, so it makes almost no noise. Right?
That's so
remember when,
good.
We're going to explore some more variation.
You remember
beyond
that
our
they're still
unarmed
working
and
on the
our knife
crossbow?
takedowns, like sedative injection.
I don't own the
that
crossbow
crossbow.
because
I
I missed out
This
of
guy on the railing
the
here, let's see what we can do about it.
Kickstarters, but yeah, I'm getting. I'm gonna.
So by
That's gonna be
using the
like my
environment, we
main
can
weapon
make a
as soon
more-
as I
we
can get
do
my
a
hands
more
on him.
efficient takedown than maybe our skill level would have allowed, and it certainly looks a lot cooler. And we're going to be able to use this to get to enemies that might be otherwise difficult to get to with our normal takedowns, like a pilot
This is
strapped
perfect.
into his
This
pilot
is
seat. You
this
know,
is the stuff
sneak up
I'm
on
looking
him
forward to.
and take him out. Okay, so
And restraints.
in that last video, we incapacitated that enemy a lot. I'm going to introduce you to a new weapon.
Yes.
New item, sorry, and that's the restraints.
Yeah,
So with the restraints,
handcuffs.
okay, let's take him down first. One more.
No, because I want to be able to do bounty hunting.
Okay, so with the
And
restraints,
I
we're
want to
going
be
to
able
turn
to
him
do
over. We're
this
going to cuff
in
his
a
hand.
armistice zone.
We're
Yeah,
going to cuff his legs.
This is what we want.
yeah. This is 100% what we want. This is what I want. This is my stuff.
Now, if he wakes up, he can't chase us down,
Yeah,
right?
no, this is
But
going to
he
be
could
great
call
for
out help.
piracy
So
if
what
we're
we're
able
going
to
to do
sneak
as
up
well
on
is we're going
someone.
to add places in the environment where you can stash a body. You can hide them, either unconscious or dead. And that way you should be easier to remain undetected and keep you in that stealth bubble. Now, this is another thing we talked about in the UI demo, which is the ping. And we saw it in Esh's presentation, how she did a short ping to highlight a door pump. Now, of course, we allow you now to charge up that ping, and by doing so, we can see further, and we can see through obstacles, and we can populate more information into our data bank that then shows up in our box outs here. So you get the name, and you maybe get the race, and maybe the faction, and you can use this information to figure out where is the weak link, which enemies can I take down without being discovered. There's a risk here, okay? So there's a charge up time. Means you can't do it all the time. It's going to recharge slowly.
Also,
you see
like,
the bar at the top
blares out your
down.
signal, right?
Until that goes all the way down, I can't ping. I can't even do a short ping. And it's going to spike my emissions.
Yeah.
Or my signature.
So
an enemy
for
with the
stealth
right
stuff, I
equipment
generally
and tech level
don't
might
like
discover me.
being able to see through walls.
Okay, so
But I'm okay with
let's
this
move on
because it
to
has a lot
talk
of
about,
drawbacks to it.
weaponware.
So it's like
So here we're
it's
gonna
more
see a
almost more of
simulation
a
a weapon getting more and more worn over
initial scouting thing, and then you
we're
have to
gonna
worry
expand
about
this
it
beyond weapons to other
for
FPS
your own
items
on
like
your
your
own
armor,
skill
clothing, your
afterwards.
helmets. In actual game, this would be triggered by weapon usage, right? So the more you fire your gun, the more worn it's gonna get, and this is gonna affect its efficiency.
Which I also
it's
love
gonna
in
affect
this.
its reliability, and it's gonna reduce its resale value. Each item is gonna wear it at its own rate and persist at its own rate. So you could have a
And I hope
worn
you can
rifle
repair it
with a
back
pristine
up, but
scope
keep
or a
some of the
pristine
wear
rifle
so you.
with a worn scope.
So it's like if you use the same one over and over again, it becomes
There you go.
uniquely worn in some fashion. Like, you know,
So
that's
the
your gun.
geometry isn't the only thing that's gonna change as your weapon wears. So here we're gonna see a pristine Gemini pistol in the little window and a worn one in the big window. And you can see the visual effects. It's belching out smoke here because it's very worn, right? It's telling you, you know, it's time to get this one changed. And you should be able to hear the audio as well. It's get growlier.
I like that. That's
Okay, on
nice.
to some consequences. So it's not all visual, so we're gonna start with misfire. So the first thing that's gonna happen is you press the trigger, your gun doesn't
D20.
fire. The second thing that happens in
I
this
rolled
video,
a 5.
you got. I hope you guys know what's happening. So he goes and then it goes click. That's the bullet getting lodged in the chamber, right? So we gotta fix it. So it's telling us to fix it. We're hitting the button. Our enemy's firing on us. So you got some options. You don't have to fix it. You could holster your gun. You could pull out a new gun. You could use that new looting interface that Ines showed to grab a better gun.
Here's the thing, that gun's in
Okay.
game and it's not automatic. I hate it.
Okay, I'm gonna finish this section.
Is it
with the
definitely not?
features
Have you hit the,
tangentially related to wear
Yes,
and
I tried it
dirt
this morning.
accumulation.
Okay.
So here again, we're going to see a simulation.
I
of
don't
dirt
use the Gemini
accumulating over time
stuff
on
very
the,
often.
The same rifles we saw before, but in the actual game, this would be based on your activities and the environment you're in. So if you're running around in a sandstorm, you're rolling in mud, you leave your gun outside proper storage, it's going to accumulate dirt, and that's going to increase the rate at which it wears. So the dirtier your gun is, the faster it will wear out. And this is true for other biome accumulations, like frost. So let's take a look at this one as well. Oh, or not. Okay, so yeah, so in the future it's going to be really important that you keep your guns clean and repaired. I'm now going to welcome Zach on stage, and he's going to talk to you more about the FPS weapons. Thank you very much.
Woo. Stealth and stuff.
Hello, I'm Zach Priest. I'm a senior FPS game designer. I'm here to share some of the new, interesting FPS things we have to bring you. So, if you play modern shooters, you'll have noticed the quality bar has gone through the roof in recent years. Things from visual recoil to VFX, just overall general weapon feel. As you know, we recently did a pass on our weapons to get them a bit more up to speed, but we couldn't hit that quality bar
Well,
that
they might
we
talk
really
about
wanted to.
the
Because
Volt
guns are violent in
weapons.
nature, we couldn't portray that as much as we wanted to. So, we made a new tool, and it allows us to show the violent nature of weapons while, creating greater weapon-to-weapon variety, So, and this new tool also integrates better with other systems. For example, you just saw like wear and dirt and things like that. And I'm extremely proud to show you the new weapon recoil. So this is the old P4. it kind of falls a bit flat. You're not really getting that like oomph that you want, but you've probably shot this a million times. Now the new P4, it has these nice little bop downs, and you feel it getting close to the camera, and the overall aggression of the weapon is a lot more there. It feels a lot more visceral when you fire it. This new tool gives us granular control over the movements of the weapon. So essentially what we have in one of our tools now is almost an animation tool where we can control the rotation and the location of things. So this is the old P8 SMG. This is a new one. And in general, it's bringing the house down now. So recoils are just, in general, easier to tweak now. And they're a lot more impactful, and we can create weapon variety in the just far new, more and interesting ways. Cool.
Perfect.
Okay.
I like them.
Thank you very much.
I can dig it.
Cheers. We also have new procedural
That's
animation
the Volt.
over our ADS.
That's one of the Volt weapons.
So previously, as if you play right now, you basically have a linear pose-to-pose transition. And sure, it's there, but you know now we layered some
I
of
like
this
the
procedural
ammo
stuff
indicator.
on top.
I'm a
for
sucker
example, with
for
an SMG, it can come
glowing
a lot quicker, it
blue
can
and red,
flick up,
though.
You feel really cool. LMGs can be a lot more heavy. So before it basically just do you know move from pose to pose, but now we can like keep it longer down here, bring it up slowly, and overall it just feels like you've got an LMG or it feels like you've got an SMG. We're just using things like, you know, ease in and ease outs and just give more life to the overall weapon. Oh. There we go. And we also have new iron sights. So, sci-fi weapons are chonky. They're full of detail, they look really cool, but a lot of that detail can potentially get in the way sometimes. So you've seen, this is a change to the Kana, where we have raised the weapon sight and given what we call the target acquisition window more room to breathe. So if you're aiming at somebody, you can just generally see a lot more, so optics aren't a crutch anymore. So you can see this on the Ravager.
Much better.
And you can see this on the Custodian.
Oh, yeah. You can see stuff now.
Now, weapon functionality changes. So as you imagine with the new recoil tool, we're going to do a pass on all the existing weapons. They're going to look and feel great.
Arclight is a burst now.
You know, while we were looking at our weapons, we
And
also realized that
LH86
some
is
things
fully
don't
automatic. Okay,
necessarily,
so
you
it
know,
is.
align with their manufacturer,
This is
right?
what
You
it's
look at
gonna
something
be,
like
rather than what it
Gemini
is now.
Pistol. Now, Gemini overall, it's rule of
There you
cool.
go, new Volt weapons.
Like, that's what Gemini is supposed to be. So the LH86 pistol should be fully automatic, realistically. So we have a video to show you of the pistol.
Fucking hell,
And
look
as
at
you
it go.
can see, it goes ballistic when you fire it.
Well, it is a
The magazine
ballistic.
count has also increased to allow for that just crazy feeling that the pistol gets. Cool. Cool. Thank you very much. Right,
There we go.
and moving on to our new
Yeah.
weapons. So, there's
Aw.
the other video. That's the optic one. There you go.
Well, the optics are nice.
These are the Volt weapons. So Volt is primarily based around controlling a heat of a weapon. These
Ooh,
weapons
that's
have the potential to
beam.
overheat. And if they overheat, you will be unable to fire. And they will enact differently. So some weapons will just basically be beams from the get-go. Some will go into beams. Like you see, this one goes into a beam once it reaches a certain level of heat. And it's really fun because, you know, these are quite powerful weapons, and you basically want to manage the heat and, you know, keep it in that, like, ideal spot. Okay, cool. And scope improvements.
Yeah, I like
now,
that.
this was shown yesterday, but I want to dig in a little bit more with this one. So, so, to get our, if anyone plays a modern FPS, they know that optics are just gorgeous now. In all modern shooters, they look fantastic. And as you can see, we have zoomed in optics in the center. So and then we have other things like parallax, like you see in real life. And they look gorgeous.
No problem,
so
Rich.
in general, all our
Thanks for
sights
coming
and
by.
scopes have been overhauled to be more realistic with things like
I mean, I know you're
parallax,
saying you're
pinprick
leaving in 20,
distortion,
but in
and things
case
you'd
I
expect
forget.
from having a scope in general. And it differs manufacturer to manufacturer, right? So some things are purely digital, some things are purely physical. So if you get hit by an EMP grenade, for example, we're using something like a television sight, like something like Cluey might have, then your optic would turn off.
Good. Cool.
Thank you.
Nice.
And weapons are ultimately as only good as they sound. I'll be quiet for this next bit. But as you know, we've done a lot of work on our audio propagation systems and just in general how guns sound. We've also switched out some noises and made them feel a lot more beefy.
Classic. Hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, it's respectable. Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
That
I think all of
FS9
California
sound
heard
change
us
is
there.
beautiful.
So, backpack reloading. In real-life combat scenarios, you often grab magazines from other surplus areas. I want to simulate that in our game. So, to show you this, we have something called backpack reloading.
Yes.
If you run out of ammo in Stealth
Yes.
Citizen, you have to
Yeah.
open a menu, put things on. It's a little bit
And it
clunky,
takes a
little
little
bit awkward.
longer, so that's
if
good
you
as
have
well.
magazines in
That
your
it's not
backpack,
instant.
You will now be able to grab them at the price of a longer reload animation.
Yeah. I want to see the
You'll
reload
also be
animation
able to
from
tell
third person.
when you have
though.
a backpack reload coming up because it will be displayed on the inventory with the backpack symbol. So there's
Yeah,
no
that's nice.
surprises, no catching of. You have all the information you need.
It'll just probably still surprise me when it happens,
And
but
this has been shown, and it's been teased a little bit, the dynamic crosshair. Now, no more third-party dynamic crosshairs now. So, if you have a look at this, this is our new crosshair. It's a crosshair that fits the aesthetic of Star Citizen. It's a
that's
crosshair
good.
that follows the barrel of the weapon, so you'll see exactly where a bullet is going to
Ooh.
land. And it's projected from the
Oh, I
visor
like that, yeah.
using AR. Some visors won't have access to this crosshair, but some will use modified.
oh, I
contact
like that
lenses.
as well.
So if you don't want to use the crosshair, you can
Because
just
we
use
know
a
they
different
have
visor.
the ocular
see, it
um
works
Yeah,
contacts
the
at
contacts.
Overall, it
Savage.
just
I
looks
want that
gorgeous.
for Moe Glass.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That's
And
nice.
on
I
to more
like
data
that.
things,
That's good.
we're going to provide an improved PvE experience. The accuracy calculator for NPCs is coming over from Squadron 42.
Oh, good.
Some people have been playing it in the venue and here, and I've been harassing them, whoever's doing the hangar mission, to get their feedback, and it has been overwhelmingly positive. We also have new NPC archetypes, what we're temporarily calling the Juggernaut, which is basically a very high damage resistant enemy that has an LMG or a shotgun. As soon as they see you, they fire, they walk up to you. And overall, it's been playing amazingly, and I'm really happy for you guys. Well, I'm really excited for you
Why
guys to
wait
get
to
your hands on
Squadron
it at one point.
42? They're getting good feedback and it's working. Put
PvP.
it in the fucking
We want to
verse.
increase the time to kill. This allows for more varied weapon balancing. You know, we can lay into like sort of different aspects of the element more. It leads to higher skill ceiling and less unfair deaths.
Which is fair.
It will no longer be a game of whoever shoots whoever first. Speaking of which, force reactions. We're reworking them. We're aware it's frustrating, and we are going to rework the system to work beautifully.
But I'm glad they're not getting rid of
And
them
we're
because
also
I
working
like that
some
they
other
exist.
highly requested PvP changes. I'm very happy to say a lot of this work has been dialed in. Squadron 42 is in a very good state, and we're bringing this to you soon.
TM.
Now, over to the AI director, Fran, to share some exciting updates on combat AI.
The exciting update. We have some. Which is mean. They do have some already.
Hi, everybody. So
We have an update.
I'm
AI
Francesco
now
Roccucci, as you
Yep.
said.
AI is
the
no longer
director in
standing on
CIG.
chairs.
It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you
Just
guys.
like every
It's
other time
fantastic.
they fix the AI standing
So
on
what
chairs.
we're gonna do today is to explore how all the work we've done for Squadron 42 is going to flow into the Star Citizen experience. So we wanted to make the AI
but when's it
presentation
doing that?
about how you guys are gonna experience the tech and the features we have been working on. So from the player perspective, you've seen how many new opportunities you have. And now it's interesting to see how the NPC are gonna react to that. So the goal of Star Citizen is to build a breathing and living environment where your actions matters and the NPC you will find in the universe needs to have the same opportunities and same limitations that you have. So when we play a game, we want you to spend the time that feels memorable, that feels special, right? Something you can remember and talk about. So we want you to give you a challenge to overcome, but also a challenge that is fun and doesn't feel repetitive and boring. So when we look at FPS Encounter, we want to build variety. We want to give the designers, like Zach, the ability to craft combat scenarios, not just to put NPC in the level. And we need to make sure that he can tweak something such that he can experience the unique play style and the play space that you have. So Star Citizen can benefit from tons of unique environments. So for those environments, we want you to have different type of fun. So what we look at today is some of the tools that they have to achieve this goal and bring the AI to the next level. So the first tool we're going to look at today is the NPC trait system. So we spoke about this in the past, and we have now available for designers the initial set of traits they can use to influence the behaviors. So those are some of the ones that are available to the designers. Today we're going to focus on the combat traits, because we have traits that also apply to the peaceful situation and the social environment, but those are the ones that influence NPCs during a combat scenario. And traits, you can imagine them as characteristics NPCs have or don't have. So through the usage, we can make sure the combat feels different from one encounter to another. Traits in tech-wise, are just traits and tags that we can apply to character instance, character classes, but code can also apply them automatically based on specific rules. For example, if you see somebody with a rocket launcher, those will apply, an example, the sentry trait automatically, because those weapons are weapons that work well at range, so you want them to not push forwards to you.
Rocket
so
launcher.
They allow
Aggressive.
to block,
undisciplined trigger.
Actually, they allow or they block specific section of the behaviors to run, but they also influence the likelihood of some logic to happen, or they modify the outcome of specific actions. So let's imagine we want to model a pirate faction, something that you can actually experience in the Pyro playground. So we want them to feel aggressive, but also not very trained. They are not very military. So how do we do it with the traits? We can start adding to this faction either the aggressive or reckless trait. Those are traits that increase the risky behaviors. So for example, fighting more in open space or expose themselves longer when they are in cover. We can then assign to some of those pirates the ignore fire obstruction trait. As you've seen, for example, in Chris Rain presentation during the CTG demo, we have now destructible environment. So what the NPC will try to do is to keep shooting at the position the enemy has been hiding into. So you will see destroying environment, but you will also see them being less careful and managing their ammos. For others, we could use the undisciplined trigger finger trait. So this trait is, for example, meant to convey the inability to control their weapon when they are emotionally engaged in the fight. And what it will cause is them to trigger the weapon much longer also just a bit longer compared to what the behavior is asking. So being better at preserving their ammo means they will also run out of bullets much quicker. So this offers interesting opportunities for players because they can now shoot at them while they reload or while they scavenge the environment. So traits are building blocks we can use to define how character, faction, or encounter should feel. And designer can now create a wide variety of encounters for you guys to enjoy the game.
Nice.
So I want to paint a picture for you guys. So this is the bunker mission in Pyro, right? And we have a set of enemies that are defending the environment.
Artificial intelligence.
Imagine an infiltrate and destroy mission. Those guys are there defending the bunker. You need to take it over. You need to basically kill them all.
They won't until they see it happening.
You are now fighting against enemies that they defend the environment. So before we go to the next slide, imagine the same environment, very similar enemies, but different traits, same behavior. So now you are defending an environment and they are aggressive towards the environment. They want to take it. So what you will see here, Zach created a mix of enemies, some equipped with, for example, shotgun and aggressive traits. Now they will push towards you. They will force you to take actions and to react to them. They reload. Some will cover up. Obviously, this is with God mode on, so Zach was not dying. So this is possible to set up with a tick of a box. But this is not just enemies, because in Star Citizen, we want you to hire your own crew members. And those crew members, those characters, will have different personalities, different traits, different training level that they can build up. But when you look at their traits, we want you to see their strengths and their weaknesses so that you can pick the one that either match your playstyle or compensate your playstyle.
Nice.
So one good thing that we want to show you today is the medic. So there are some NPCs that can carry, obviously, med pants, but not everybody is able to use it well or wants to use it in a specific encounter. So we want to tweak this, and we have the medic trait. Here we combine a lot of the tech that we have spoken in the past, usable tech, behavior tech. And as Jens showed you, players now can just not only kill enemies, because before our NPCs would just die, but now you can take them down, you can restrain them. So the iPerception is to carry all this information about the different actor states. So it needs to know if he's down, but if he's still alive, or if it's just, somebody that you need to wake up. So a medic in the regular combat flow can, when it's safe to do so, and at the right time, attempt to heal his mate that can be helped. So now you can imagine guard patrolling the environment, you take down a character, the guard finds this body on the ground. He doesn't know if he's alive or not. So he can go there, he can check it, check the pulse, see the state, and if he can be helped, he can basically execute the right healing process. If he needs a med pen, he will use the med pen. If he needs to shake him to wake him up, he will shake him up. And if he needs to unrestrain him, he will unrestrain him. Your crew members,
which would be nice for luring other guards over.
So if you're down in critical condition, they can come and help you out. We'll see now an example of this, where two factions are fighting. And you will see that at the right time, when the guy retreats, this guy can go there and heal his mate. And obviously, he needs to pick up a new weapon because he just dropped it. So as we mentioned before, and as you've seen here, NPC can run out of bullets, but can also lose their weapons. So what we have to do right now is that, first of all, we want NPCs to have a concrete ammo pool to use. We don't want infinite ammos anymore. So...
Although I did see the infinite ammo trait.
By the ammos the NPC carry in their weapons, the one that they carry, the one that might have, and all the magazines they carry. They don't have any more bullets. I
wonder if we'll see anything about Titan armor.
So NPC must properly use those items
I
to
have
fight.
my doubt.
And the longer the engagement, the more
Probably
likely
saving
it is
it for
they will run out of
That's
bullets
such an
and they will
ancient
have to
concept.
scavenge
I
the
don't know if
environment.
they even remember it exists.
How do they do
They
that?
mentioned it
It's
recently.
through the usable system, as you've seen with Ines as well, Ines' presentation. You see that anything the player can interact with, the NPCs actually can, the same exact way. So the dead bodies can be looted, same as dropped weapons. Ammo crates will have physically inside some weapons, magazines. They can provide you with items. And the NPC can understand where you can find ammos that are actually functioning with their own weapons. And they actually can decide. For example, if it's better to reach an ammo crate and gather some new ammos, or if that is too far or towards the enemy, they can decide to pick up another weapon. So you will see that also already in Pyro, you might see it. And once they decide to do so, obviously they don't have bullets, so they cannot fight you. What they can do, they can also switch to their sidearms. And the sidearms is less effective, obviously compared to the primary weapon, but it is still better than nothing for them to protect themselves while they go around and they loot the environment. So we'll see here an example where some NPC run out of bullets. Obviously in this video we give them a chance to go and loot as well. And this is a proper ammo crate that allows them to get back magazines. And another NPC arrives. and you will loot the dead body. This is the same dead body you might be able to loot, and you will not find ammos after that. But you will probably find it in the other one once you kill it. So, last but not least, another tool in the FPS arsenal is
When
grenades.
they work.
Grenades are a great tool. NPC
You've
can
given
now
all
fully react and
NPCs
use
unlimited
in
grenades.
the environment. So grenades are a great tool, especially when an NPC needs to counter a player that is camping or a player that is hiding or say in a location that the NPC cannot reach. So grenade force the movement and keep the action going. But they're also very dangerous. You've seen in Ali's presentation and my presentation that a grenade can make electronics explode, ignite a fire, and then the fire can propagate in the environment. So NPCs need to properly understand the environment and not jump into the fire and not get damaged. So how do we do that? Is we have a new full system to handle hazards. Basically, hazard on the technical side can create a navigation volume modifier. Navigation volume modifier gets registered in navigation system, and our basically mesh can be modified, and it will carry semantic about if that is a danger, something better, and how much costly it is to go through. Because maybe you have a suit that allows you to go through the fire, so that is fine. You will not, the NPC can understand that. But if they can't, they will try to find positions that are safe for them to position themselves, but also paths that will avoid those dangerous areas. And now we'll see an example of that. You know, this is a safe environment, still fighting, but safe, safer. And what will happen now? Fire ignites and propagates. This is fully dynamic, so it's fully controlled by the fire system. The fire system modifies volumes in the navigation system, and we really know where we can and not pass at any given moment. So this is a subset of the things that we worked on and we wanted to show you today. Thanks very much for listening, and now back to Jens.
Nice.
Right, I want to thank Inesh, I want to thank Zach, and I want to thank Francesco for joining me on stage today. We want to extend a massive thank you to everyone who contributed to, supported us, and made it possible to show what we showed today. Now, with relentless optimism, we're looking forward to bringing you this all to the Star Citizen and more.
When?
Okay, we're going to leave you with a quick peek of a demo in Hangar 14 of Checkmate with some of these new features. Enjoy.
Oh, just toss a grenade right in there. Come
Oh,
on.
right now. Yeah, right there. Ah, okay, fine. He's being sneaky. I can respect that.
We're doing this shit loud.
He's slippery, like a snake.
No silencer, come on, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know they're doing this to show off the firefights, but yeah, no, that was a takedown opportunity. Oh, maybe he didn't have a grenade. Yeah, that could be it. Of course, he wasted it.
I don't know how he can see anything through that scope. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Excuse me. Med pen, dude.
Mm-hmm. You can hear the enemy footsteps as well. That's nice.
Yeah, I hear them from the other side on the left.
Hmm. That's the sort of stuff I want for stealth as well. Being able to hear people's footsteps properly.
Combat slide, med pen.
You're slightly ahead of me on the stream, so it's just sounding like you're predicting it and being correct.
You might want to refresh.
Yeah, I should probably refresh. I'll do it after this.
We'll grab that FS9.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going for a med pen? There you go. Oh, and his drug level is going up.
Man, this game is so cool.
It's cool right now.
Yeah, when everything's
we need
working.
It in game. We need this look in game. Dude's about to bleed out.
Just take all of them, man.
Oh, I've had that. But pay attention to your ammo count, bro.
And the visor wipe and the thumbs up. Oh, it's perfect. All right, I'm gonna give this a quick refresh.
So at Hangar 13 in Checkmate, it's a really great encounter.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
yeah, the fact that they're able to play that is good as well. But
Yes.
it does sound like it's
All right, so
like
that was
in
live from the first person. We're keeping this train running because
PvE,
to get to.
Star
Up next is
Marine
Taking
type
Flight
thing.
with Yogi,
Arena
Inez, and
Commander.
more. Let's get it started.
I hope this is showing the ships that they're working on right now.
Yeah.
They're probably getting reached. Because we know the Santakia is coming in IE.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
SRV.
Is my mic on? Okay. Can you hear me? Fine.
Nice patches.
These are the wrong slides. Hang on. Well, hello, everyone. My
It's
name is
Yogi.
Yogi Klatt. I'm a principal vehicle programmer at Cloud Imperium Games, and I focus on space flight and and space combat. I really love my job, so this is why I'm really excited to show you the progress that we did on Squadron 42.
Oh
in the
yeah,
last
this
2
is going to
years.
be about
So there's two things I need to
atmospheric
say
flight
here.
models and stuff.
First thing is we're doing a live demo.
But it might, you know,
and the
have-
build is about 12
Oh,
hours
the
old, so
chat
there is a good chance.
just triggered.
There is a good chance for
They
for
fucking
bugs,
angry?
Which
They are angry
well,
because
if you
he's
see them,
wearing
just
a
look away.
rainbow
It will
flag.
be fine.
Fuming and molding. Nice.
The second thing is
Oh, what
I'm
a-
not flying
what
myself today.
cringe
It will be
people.
Brent Gunzinger.
An entire
He's
chat of
using a
people
setup
who are
of 2
bitch made.
VKB sticks, so left and right HOSA setup from VKB, and he's also using the fantastic Toby device. So we'll swap through.
So
the
it's gonna be a
presentation
live
between
demo, so it's
using
gonna
hand
be a
tracking, not using
disaster.
hand tracking. Yes. So, but the good thing is, the relationship between you and your starship, it doesn't start when you take off. It starts way before that. There's a lot of stuff we do now in pre-flight. So please welcome back Ines Caldas, who will walk us through that process.
Is this working? Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. It's a privilege to be here back on stage to tell you all about what you can expect about the player interaction experience inside your cockpit. If you like, I've told you before how we've been working towards improving the player interaction experience all across our game, and we wanted to bring these improvements to what happens inside the cockpit. So we wanted to give you a greater immersion and. Okay, yeah, the slides are not, sorry about that. Yeah, so you want to give you a greater immersion and and give you a closer experience to what pilots go through in real life, not only when you're flying around your ship, but the moment you take your seat at the cockpit. So to achieve this, we've created, when you enter your ship, you'll be put in what we call a new relax pose. So in this pose, you'll have free look enabled, so you can easily look around the cockpit and your dashboard, The prompts will be showing over the button so you can easily find the ones you have to interact, and you, the pilot, have to press all the different buttons to get your ship ready for flying, and the character hands will be lowered away from the control stick. So all of this blends neatly into our new player animated interaction system.
Posted in the chat. I came for the live stream. I'm staying to watch the snowflakes get triggered by colors.
This new system uses what we call a CDIK approach. This stands for Code-Driven IK, or Inverse Kinematics, and gives full control of the IK setup to the code. So this, among other things, allows us to record the path of the hand relative to its target. So we can have more detailed animations
pressing buttons.
than just simply blending the hand into position. So for example, we can open a flap and then press the button. But you know, enough of me talking, let's go jump into the demo and see all of this in action. So now.
So I guess if you even just press flight ready, he has to press all the buttons himself, which is nice.
See the new animations we have been working on.
Also, I love this hangar.
Oh yeah.
So you can see now that you won't directly grab the control stick. You'll be put on this relaxed pose with free look enabled, and you can see the different prompts appear over the buttons. So let's get this show started and get your ship ready for flying. So Brand, if you could close the canopy so we don't go flying around with that open. Power our systems. Oh, look at that.
Aegis combat assist.
And finally, turn our engines. Yeah, so you are now ready for
And
flying.
the new Aegis
so we will
UI,
be bringing
Aegis.
all of this to all of our ships in our fleet. And that's all from me. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Tony to tell you all about the new UI.
Yay.
Hi everyone, my name is Tony. I'm Senior UI Programmer here at CIG. And I'm here to explain some of the spoilers that you saw yesterday about our new ship UI. So, are you ready to see the ship UI in action? Right. Bone, play the demo. Brand, continue with the demo. So, as you can see already, this ship has less intrusive UI, with more space to enjoy the stunning vistas that planets can offer, and less cluttered views so you can focus during combat. This also means that the UI elements are now more relevant to the situation, linked to the operator mode. For example, when we change to scan mode, the crosshair has scanning information about your target, and even the MFDs have changed.
Nice.
Some of these elements can be customized, but we'll see more about that later. For this demo, we're showing the UI developed for this Gladius. Basic information related to navigation will always be available on your view, and this Gladius displays all of that with holograms around the dashboard. But other ships may have different layouts and styles, on brand with the manufacturer. For example, the Drake, that makes more affordable ships, rather than fancy and probably expensive holograms, may use physical screens, dials, and light indicators.
Radar so much more.
This dashboard shows your current speed, the remaining afterburn, and some decoys available.
I wonder if you still. So it's hologram rather than AR. So
like
it'll
if you
show
land
up
in
even if you don't
Yellowstone
have the
or
helmet.
Any other flight systems. Worth mentioning that we have prototyped these for the demo. So right now they're holograms, but on the final design, these are going to be physical screens.
Huh.
On the far left, on the top of the dashboard, we have the indicator of which master mode and operator mode are you on. So let's change that to combat and talk about these new MFDs. So we have reworked all of these MFDs from scratch with brand new views using our UI technology building blocks. We can still navigate through these MFDs using the classic mouse interaction, holding F and then moving the mouse.
I love how the stars is in
On the left
Twitch
here,
is
we can see
using
the scanning
Nightbot.
view,
It's
which is
fucking
going to show
hilarious.
information that you obtain when you scan a target. It may show information about the ship name, the pilot name, or even the current operator mode of your target, so you know if they're just chilling around or they are ready to fight you. Cycling to the left one, we have the target status, which will focus on emissions, damage, and orientation of your target. We'll see that in action later. The next one, continuing to the left, will be the self-status, which is contextual. So during navigation, that will show your current fuel, but during combat, like right now, will show information about your guns. You can click on the gun, and you can see basic information about that. You will see the name, and you can also see in which group they are assigned, which Yogi will explain later. On the MFD on the right side, we have the power management, where we can distribute the power of different systems of the ship. You can click on the triangle and move it around to change the distribution, and you can turn down the total power of the ship that will generate. The classic key bindings that you all know already works, so when you change the power management, you will see now a triangle on top of the radar to show you the changes. Instead of using mouse, you can also use key bindings to select MFDs and cycle through the views, which might be faster when you are in certain situations like during combat. And for those pro players out there, we have added about 100 key bindings, and I mean 100.
I just wish they would stop changing the key bindings.
You can fully customize how you want to navigate through them.
Yeah.
And I really hope that's more than enough to use on your keyboard, on your HOTAS, or even on your game class setup. But if you need more, just let us know.
I gotta get my sticks out again. Wherever I put them.
Anyway, I think you're not gonna need even those many shortcuts. For each operator mode, we now persistently save which views are shown on each MFD. So you can customize what's important to you for every situation. So as an example, during combat, you might want to have target information on your MFDs, but maybe when you change to quantum travel, have your current fuel, spend some time on the configuration screen, for example. Let's talk about this configuration screen. We're going to have now here a variety of options, from customizing UI elements to enable systems of the ship. We may see some of these later in action with Yogi. These settings are now available on this screen, not in the global settings of the game for quick access. So just as a warning,
tell your cat I say hi.
On the settings that you already know, but we'll tell you all about it when we have it ready. And the important bit about this is that they will persist to your ship. So you can keep different setup of which UI elements and even ship systems enable for how you personally use each of your ships. Now, some of you might be thinking that this Gladius doesn't have enough MFDs. Can we enable the top setting? For those of you that you want to see even more information, you can now cast versions of these MFDs to your helmet.
Oh, that's nice. Cool.
For this, you're going to need to equip the appropriate helmet, so it's connected to your ship. And
That's good. I like that they're really doubling down on helmets doing stuff and having the correct helmets.
Which cast do you want to control and how to cycle through them. So you can pin views that are important to you that will move with your camera. So as you have seen, if you're aiming at the target or if you're moving with your head tracker, those views are going to be always with you. With all these tools, you can customize your experience and have it ready for every situation that you encounter with your ship, always displaying the relevant information to you. So for example, during combat, you may want to have all the UI elements enabled, all the pips, all the crosshairs, so the information of your ship on the
Yeah, so you can cast MFDs to your helmets as long as your helmet supports it.
On your view. But maybe when you go to quantum travel, you can turn those casts off so you can enjoy the vistas. That's all from me. Now we have MFDs ready, and let's bring Yogi back to tell you all about flying your ship. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Okay, at this point, our ship is fully powered up, ready to fly. Pre-flight is complete. So Brent, please take off, put the landing gear in, and bring us out. Have you seen the interaction? This is great, isn't it? Okay, so one of the problems we always have in space games is to produce a sense of speed. Space is big, and the sense of speed is always produced by small things going around you. So although it's not very visible here, the VFX team has actually added space dust, so in the future you can tell where your ship is going.
Good.
Even
Nice.
even without looking at instruments. Another thing we're focusing on as well is G-force reactions. So Brent, if you could come to a stop for a second. When your ship is sitting like that, and you strafe left and right, you have these small head motions that basically
They showed them
make your
off
head
like
and your body react
years
to the
ago
G-forces
as well.
they're currently enduring. We're actually increasing them now. We also added rotational G-forces into the mix, so if Brand is now rotating the ship to the left, you also can see that your head is swaying a little bit. Things get a little bit more interesting when Brent is actually taking boost into the mix. So we now boost forwards. We now added a camera shake. We added.
Ooh, I like that. That makes it look like you're going real
this all then
fast.
plays together with the other things like the other exhaustion effects that we have. So overall, the ship should now feel a little bit more reactive than before. The same thing. Sorry.
Great graphical glitch.
At the same time, we reduce the extensions that that the look-ahead code is doing. So we basically narrowed it down a little bit.
People are all
so it makes it
bitching,
better
saying
with
like,
G-force reactions. So
please
that
tell
when
us
you
we
don't
can
have a
turn
head
this
tracker or
off. Please
something
tell
like
us we
that,
can turn
it
this
will
on. It's
still
like,
feel,
I see no issue with this.
Mm-hmm.
But this is
No,
just a
this is
minor
better.
change. We also improved the flight controls themselves. So take a look
I mean,
at
I
the
guess
speed gauge, for
maybe
example.
there's some
It's a little
motion
bit,
sickness stuff, but
twitchy
I think
today.
there's enough
What that
stable
speed
elements
gauge
on the
is
screen that
telling
it
you,
shouldn't
the
be
number that's
much of a
currently moving
problem.
is what kind of speed goal Brent is actually putting in. If he puts his stick all the way forward, the left one, you will now be able to see and read the number that you're asking IFCS to speed and forward momentum. This also allows us to bring back the sticky throttle we had pre 3.5, where now if you play with mouse and keyboard, you can press W and S to increase and decrease your speed and let go of the key, and the ship will not automatically come to a stop. Of course, this is all completely configurable, so you can enable that or not if you want.
That's nice. I think I prefer the way it works at the moment now, at least for combat. Maybe
Okay, Brent, give me some hot flying now.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Out and all that.
Plus, I'd like that for like
Okay,
exploration
so,
or just transport.
Another thing we changed in the flight model is that we actually looked at the tricoding exploits. These are really important for PvP and racing players among you.
Don't crash.
Because tricoding gives us a mathematical problem that we're trying to resolve. On some ships, when you tricode,
Don't pass out.
you get actually up to 50% more acceleration. That huge difference actually makes a lot of the ship difference meaningless, so we're cutting back on those. So a first implementation of that is already available in the master mode testing areas in 3.21, I think. But we're improving the algorithm right now so that it actually is less punishing in future master mode builds. This is actually a current version, so as long as you go roughly forward, you get the full Gs from your back engines. Okay, so now the biggie in the room. We're talking master modes. Master modes is by far the biggest change we're doing on the ship gameplay. In general, all of your ships will be put into, or will get a master mode setup. And the master mode is affecting basically everything surrounding everything on the ship. The ship itself, the flight model a little bit, but specifically the items and what they do. And there are two master modes we're going to talk today about. One is SCM, which stands for Space Combat Maneuvering, and the other one is Navigation. So let's look into SCM. SCM is the mode that Brent currently has active. So you see the, Brent, can you go into the indication, please, for the master mode? Just point with the mouse there, if you can.
I mean, having SCM and cruise
so this is your current
was
master mode. It says SCM. When you use SCM for basically all
that's
the
old.
gameplay
That's
that is
old
controversial.
stuff. That's
So,
2.6
combat,
stuff.
mining, salvaging, using it for that. You have full access to your combat system. Your shields are working, your thruster boost is fully active, your weapons are working. It's the high performance, high alertness mode that you're in. However, we will heavily restrict how fast we can go. We can go with your ship. Okay, Brent, go to full max speed. So this Gladius on max speed and SCM can reach about 225 meters per second. That might seem slow compared to what you have in the Pew right now, but it's still pretty fast. However, you can extend that speed. Brent, if you just go forward and boost. So the Gladius can extend up to 550 meters per second. On this slide here, you can see the speed spaces we're talking about. So if you're just flying around in SCM, which is like the max speed of your ship, you can reach the 225 meters per second. If you boost, you can reach up to 500 or 550. However, that boost space is not spheric. That means
Yeah, you can't boost 500 meters left.
That is really important for space combat maneuvering.
I assume it's like an egg, so you can't boost upwards 500.
Actually punishes spec strafing, and it creates more
I don't
interesting
know enough.
combat maneuvers. The PvP players among you, they basically call this encouragement to closing the gap, which is basically more forward-centric combat, which is much more exciting than back strafing and just trying to get some shots on. It also forces you as combat players to commit to
Or
the
jousting,
decisions
which is
you
what
make
I
in the
still end
fight.
up doing.
So it's going to be.
That's because
much more
I'm
exciting.
bad at this game.
Fucking chat is so pissed at Master Modes.
I swear, it's a
So, in
Star
short,
Citizen
in
fandom
SCM,
is like a
when
good
you need to
combination of
fight,
some of the
when you want
nicest
to
people
fight, or
and
when
some
you
of the
need to fight,
fucking
right?
saltiest people I've
The
ever
thing
seen.
with the
It's just
Mastermode
they
switches is
they
that
want they
do not
talk
happen
about
instantly.
like
They take a while to move over.
why is this
So,
why is this
we're
made
now
so
gonna put our
easy?
ship
What,
into,
the
the
Care
second
Bears,
mode,
the
which is
Care Bears,
navigation.
and then suddenly we get Master Mode, just like
So
oh
navigation
we
mode
want
is
easy mode
basically
combat,
the
we want
opposite
easy
of
mode
SCM.
combat. It's like you
What
certainly
this
sound like
does,
Care
it gives
Bear,
you
don't
a
you?
high speed, low performance mode. Your shields, they will collapse. Your weapons will not be able to fire. Your defensive systems will not be functional. But you have higher speeds.
Oh,
So
distress
in
signal.
that mode, you can still reach the speeds of what you have currently in the PU, something, I mean, depending on the ship, sometimes 1,000 meters or 1,400 meters per second. But all your regenerative systems, so regenerating the weapon capacitor, your thruster boost, will be inhibited. So this means when you want to go fast, you need to be very, very careful when you want to swap over. So imagine you're in a fight and you want to escape. You should not do it right away, because if you just swap to navigation in the hope to flee, you are being left with no shields. And the first thing that will go offline when you are hitting with distortion guns is the quantum drive. And that is important, because the quantum drive will spool automatically up when you enter nav mode, and it will then unlock the higher speeds.
Oh yeah,
this
this
means
is the whole going
when you're
into
in
that
nav mode and
mini
you're fighting,
quantum
you're
thing.
very vulnerable, so you should get out as fast as possible.
The
Luckily,
whatever they call it in Elite
navigation mode
Dangerous.
not only allows you higher speed, but also gives you access to the new quantum travel experience, which we're going to show in a minute. So, that is nav point that you see there on
Fucking
screen.
hold up.
This is the point where I want to go to and quantum travel to. Before we do that, I need to quickly explain what this is about. So, currently in the PU, when you quantum travel from A to B, you're actually not really moving. You're going on a spline, and you're teleported in every frame along that spline. So there's basically no meaningful
that's how
gameplay
that
you
works.
can add there. The new quantum travel experience is fully physicalized.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Physics is always on, which means when you quantum travel from A to B, you are actually accelerating using our awesome physics engine. And because it's physicalized, it gives us a lot more meaningful gameplay we can play with. So, Brent will start the quantum travel in a second. What will happen then is your quantum drive will initiate the jump. You will see an effect that distorts the space around you.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
And you will
see
accelerate
the
forward. During the acceleration
effects
process,
again.
And so this is the time until you actually reached your cruise speed. The ship will experience forces, and you as a player, you're responsible to counter these forces. So there is an element of failure. Okay, Brent, let's show that.
Oh, give me that new quantum mode.
Yep. Ooh, it looks good. Don't fuck it up.
Oh, so you had so it's active quantum.
Yeah. For the
You
start.
get to stay on target. Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, just at the start, and then when you reach full speed, if you don't screw it up, you're in proper quantum.
Gotcha. Oh, I like that. I
Mm.
like that.
Gives you something to do. Actual
So what you
gameplay.
just saw is basically the failed attempt to quantum travel. Brad wasn't countering the forces, therefore he was thrown out, the quantum bubble collapsed and threw you out. Your ship doesn't like that. IFCS needs 5-6 seconds to recover from that, during which time you you're just tumbling, right?
Oh dear.
So, and this is not just like dependent on your skills. If you think selecting a proper quantum drive doesn't matter in the future, think again. If you want to take care of your quantum drive, you want to repair it and keep it in good shape. So if you buy a cheap one, your travel will not necessarily
and then
be faster.
it brings in all the repair and
Okay,
maintenance
so
and
Brent shows how it's done properly.
Yeah.
I love it. I love systems connected to systems and connected to other systems. It's so good. And the new effects look really good.
The bubble is locked. You can now go hands off.
Oh, that is such a comfy quantum.
Mm-hmm. And they were saying that we're no longer being teleported along a spline. It is actually proper acceleration in physics.
So there's a second variant of quantum travel, and this is for short-range jumps. Sometimes you jump somewhere or you go somewhere, and you see the next point of interest is like 1,200 kilometers away. We're not going to force you anymore to travel that by hand. You will use a technique called quantum boosting. It's a quantum-based short-range jump for like something between a
Which is
couple
what
of
I thought they were going to show this
like
time. But
30,000
I'm glad that
kilometers or so.
just normal quantum requires
quantum
skill now
boosting,
as well. And effort.
The process is practically the same, but the quantum bubble will not stabilize itself, so you need to be hands-on for the whole time, and the speeds are naturally, slower, but it's not slow, it's still quantum traveling, right? Okay, so Brent, can you boost to... Oh, reinforcement needed. Yeah, let's go there. Let's boost. Oh, actually, sorry.
Oh, too late.
Thank you. Okay, so what Brent is currently showing here is, I think I forgot to mention, quantum boosting works in every direction. You don't need nav points.
Which is good.
Outstanding.
Brent is awesome, thank you.
It used to be
so now
possible to
please boost to reinforcements
quantum travel in any direction. They sort of got rid of that.
So if there's nav points,
So it's nice that they're bringing that back a bit.
Your quantum travel system will pick that nav point to go to.
And presumably
Welcome
you
to
can
Pyro 3.
quantum travel directly into a planet and explode.
Oh, I am loving those new icons.
Mm-hmm.
for enemy
As you can
targets.
see, there's a lot of UI happening
That's
right
so
now.
much
There's a lot
easier
of
to
context
follow.
there.
Yeah,
And this
that's
is not an
much
online
nicer.
demo, it's a single player, so that means all these units there, they're friendly and hostiles, they're probably fighting with each other, which is a good segue to talk about AI improvements. And there's one man who can tell you all about AI. This is the man with the nicest legs at CIG. Well, please welcome Diego Marty Mason.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there they go.
So who's excited to see the new AI changes?
Yay.
Hi everyone, as Yogi said, my name is Diego Marty Mason and I am the AI programmer focusing on the fly combat. Over the past year, we've been working on delivering a thrilling experience to the AI encounters. Let me first walk you through our journey. We first started looking at the current AI behavior in the PU. We quickly realized how uniform fighting was and how we were not using all of the tech available to us to make a more interesting experience. We had the foundations and we wanted to learn more about how you, the players, do your combat encounters in the verse. So we did this by getting combat recordings, analyzing videos, and internal playtesting, where we were hammering each other for hours. It was fun, unless you went up against experienced fighters like they are. Anyway, with all of these data, we started crafting the first prototype, with the focus of bringing that human behavior into the AI brain. When the first version was ready to be tested, I handed it out to one of the best internal pilots in the team, Yogi. So Yogi, what do you think about my first prototype?
It was an exercise of humility. It was an exercise of humiliation. I hated it, and I blame Diego.
So it was good then.
So this was due to the AI being able to keep a good range control and a perfect orbit around their target while maintaining a constant firing solution. Come on, it's a computer. We learned a lot from our initial prototype, and it really helped us to define what we wanted to deliver. A combat experience where the AI, yet challenging, makes mistakes, just like us, humans. We want players to leave every combat encounter with a feel of satisfaction by encouraging you to keep on the move and make use of the vehicle systems available to you, so you can at least try to win the fight. Let's see how we brought this new iteration of combat to life. We broke down in multiple stages. The first one, interception. Then the main engage phase, which we broke in different tactics: strafer, jouster, chaser, and finally, disengage. Let's switch to the demo. As you can see, Brent has encountered a skirmish. Let's talk more about the combat flow there. Okay, we will start with interception. After acquiring the target, the primary aim is to close the gap with the target. If the AI is already near the target, the interception phase is skipped completely. If it's too far, it will tell the AI to use the new master mode to swap into navigation mode and make use of the full speed to chase. Swapping back to SCM mode when we are in a striking distance. That leads us to our second phase, engage. Here the AI selects an adequate tactic based on combat environment. These are choosing via the traits and tactic selector system.
Are they showing the right thing? Because this just looks like the live demo.
So let's talk about the strafer. As this is a 6 degrees of freedom game, it's the natural combat shape adopted by pilots. We have related the same behavior to our AI, ensuring also that orbits are closed and adding variations to include rolling. Strafers will break combat if they cannot keep an orbit. So now we see how the Hammerhead is being attacked by Hornets. These Hornets are jousters. Jousters consist of performing straying attacks whilst outputting a lot of firepower, blowing through, smooth turning, and repeating. We added variations for the more skilled pilots, like skid roll attacks, that provide a spiral-like fly path. Jousters are also good at monitoring for back strafers, so if they cannot get into strike distance, they will just break. And finally,
a lot of this sounds like mostly just for single-seat fighters.
But the chaser is going to be the Cutlass, which is following one of the Hornets, and it's all
Mr. Mittens, no!
Hammerhead. Now, we are really far away, 10 kilometers. So the chaser, it will try to always stay on the target 6. The idea is to force the target into a defensive stance by making them turn into the chaser. This maneuver will be seen mainly in squads and atmosphere combat. The final phase, which can happen at any time, depending on the combat situation, is disengage.
These ships with unlimited ballistic ammo.
Based on constantly listening to multiple events in parallel.
Well, I'm kind of assuming they're also
damage to shields,
immortal
weapons depleted
for demonstration purposes, because they're just showing off the AI stuff.
That we call pace breaks, which occurs during long periods of combats due to fatigue, nature of the combat encounters. These pace breaks are short, and the main objective is to perform a simple maneuver to gain a new advantage position and strike again. This new flow is what encompasses the core of our new AI fly combat experience, in combinations with AI traits that will give designers the tools to tailor each combat encounter in the verse. Like, for example, they can choose the ace traits that will allow AI pilots to make use of all of the ship's angular velocity so they can keep a more precise orbit. So for some of you out there, it's going to be a good challenge. While we've been mainly focusing on fighter behavior, we've also started to follow the same process to other ship types, like gunships and capitals.
Good.
In the near future, we want to deliver experience where going against a capital ship like an Hydrus is a tough fight, that unless you bring the right combinations of tools, meaning ships that are equipped to take down capital ships, you will get demolished by their powerful turrets. Now, after all of the feedback, in our first internal playtest, we've received a lot of constructive and positive feedback. And Yogi's not longer being destroyed by the AI, so I think he likes it a bit more. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoy the new AI. And back to you, Yogi.
Woo.
Thank you, Diego. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, we heard about how AI makes my life hard. Now let's talk about how to return the favor. We're talking weapons. So, the weapon and aiming systems in Squadrons, they went through a lot of changes. I can only mention a couple of them, so I will go through them relatively quickly. First thing on our to-do list is basically weapon tuning. At the moment, almost all weapons in the PU are practically the same. In Squadron, that's not the case. Almost all weapons have different properties. They have like different projectile velocities, different DPS numbers. But they're not just different in terms of these numbers. They also feel different. Remember the Singe cannons from like a couple of years ago? They were very powerful weapons, but they were extremely easy to use, which made them meta weapons. So we're going to bring the Singe cannon back, but we make sure that the amount of work you put into these cannons in order to employ them is on par with the other guns. So there's a lot of stuff that we're going to do to make sure that weapons have a lot of pros and cons and avoid meta. Specifically for this build, Brent is equipped with a I think a close and runner laser repeater. Can you fire it once? Yeah. And the other weapon he has is he has 2 weapons on the wings, which are Gats cannons, size 3. With 1 push, they're actually firing 2. So we're also gonna have burst weapons and so on. Okay, cool. So a problem we have in space games is controlling the engagement ranges, because we want to bring the fights close. But the problem is that...
Give us melee weapons on our ships fucking now. Vanduul already do it.
Weapons...
I was going to say, yeah, the Vanduul.
Bring them close.
The ramming
the
ships.
Game does usually do is they just restrict the ranges. Like in the PU, a lot of the weapons have exactly a range of 1,400 kilometers, which means often the fights occur at 1,399 meters. This is not a good way for us to control the weapons. And we tried out things like damage fall off, so that bullets get more damaging the closer you are. But the problem there is, how do you communicate that to the player? So we're going to do a couple of different things with that in the future. Let's see when the graph comes on. Okay, so show of hands or show, which of you has an Ares? Okay.
I do, actually.
As an Ares pilot, you might know the following problem. You have a target. You're going to aim at it. And then you... This is... What the... Okay. I need to go back. Okay, there's actually some stuff not there anymore. I don't know. What happens when you aim with your crosshair over the pip is that you actually not aiming at the pip. The legacy system gives you a pip which does not show you where the weapon needs the pip. The new aiming system actually produces the pips based on where the weapon sees them and reprojects them on the target. That means the aiming information you're getting is actually much, much more precise. And this is a very interesting, sorry, I said the completely wrong thing. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. Okay. Controlling weapon ranges, sorry. I'll do it now, sorry.
So you got his slides mixed up or something.
Okay, controlling ranges. In the future, all the weapons will get much, much longer ranges. Size 1 weapons will fly to up to 5 or 6 kilometers before the despawn. The way how we do this, is we're adding spread. Because spread is for us is a very good indication on how to control the ranges. This is not a one-to-one relationship there, so don't worry, you won't get like spread with like 20 degrees offset or something like that. Don't worry, right? But if we compare the spread of the weapon with the target size, we know when the weapon is in range. We know when you actually are close enough so that the majority of your hits can hit, and we're telling you that via the aiming system now. So Brent, let's go back to the demo. If you get a green pip and a green crosshair, it means you have a high chance of your weapons hitting the target. If Brent takes a little bit of a step back and waits until the pips and the crosshair turn red, this does not mean that the ship is out of range. You can still hit it, but
that's why you
might
use
waste
energy
bullets.
weapons.
This also has the benefit that, I'm not sure if you saw that before, but if you look at how many bullets are in the air, you're actually getting a lot of bullets a lot more bullets, and it just looks a lot better. Okay, Brent, just kill these guys now. Bam!
I like this.
Oh, wow.
I like
Yeah.
this system.
Yeah, this is good. I like this.
Okay,
As
so,
someone who uses mostly gimbals,
that was this one. Okay. The
I'm
thing
all
you
for
might have
this
seen
because that means
is
I can
that,
take off my gimbals and actually
Brent
put fixed weapons on.
is loaded with
You get
size
that
3
size
guns
bonus.
on size 3 gimbals. That means we're removing the M-1 system. That the reason for that is the original intention of like controlling the performance between joystick and mouse players just didn't work out, and the new aiming system is flexible enough to deal with these differences. So we're just removing it and keep going. So, next point, pip grouping. If you have different
Wait,
weapons
multi-target?
with different projectile velocities, you will get different pips. Because merging the pips makes no sense for us anymore, because the weapons are gonna have vastly different projectile speeds.
Yeah.
So if Brent, for example, enables all the weapons now, you get separate pips. So let's talk a bit about pip optimizations here. And this is the thing I messed up before. Again, who is an Ares? If you aim at your target, you get a pip, right? Your Ares owners know that. You aim at the pip, you shoot, you miss. And this is because the pip is not being shown where you need it. In the future, we're actually offsetting the pip where the weapon sees it and then reproject this onto the crosshair. Like that. And when you then hit, you hit. No, when you then shoot, you hit. And this is of course also communicated by the aiming system, so when the pips turn green and when the crosshair turns green, just shoot. Okay, so now to the actual best part. We cannot take down this hammerhead. It's too big for us. But we can cripple it. The weak points on the hammerhead are the turrets. The way are we going to do this in the
Systems
future
targeting?
is with precision targeting mode.
Yes,
Brent?
yes, please.
Enable precision targeting mode. There we go.
Ooh.
What this does.
Give that
So
to a
there's three
co-pilot.
things. You
Give
get
that
to
to a
full
two-person
zoom on the
gunship and
target.
give it to a co-pilot.
Yeah.
You get a lower RPM of your weapons, which increases or decreases the spreads for more precision, and you get the painting mechanic.
Yeah, let me
Anywhere where you put
let
your
me do
crosshair
that
on
combined
that-
with
on
missile
that ship,
operator mode.
it will tell the gimbal system where to aim at. So if Brent now attacks the turrets,
yes,
your aiming system will automatically lead the shots.
And the fact that we're able to actually destroy turrets now,
Bam.
that's amazing.
One turret down. Okay, so this hammerhead now understood that it's not good, that doesn't stand a chance right now, but this will be the way.
No
how
survivors,
the future
chase it down.
will fight against sub-targets and so on. The good thing about this, it also works even without painting the target directly, so you can do very, very precise warning shots. And there's no aim assist that kind of like
I think what these
destroys your
people are
aiming
not
process.
realizing, they're talking.
Okay,
They're
so
all
the
talking
fight's
like,
now
"Oh,
over.
big ships are now nerfed. Big
Sorry,
ships are
interrupt
useless
this a little
now.
bit
It's small
because I messed
fight." Or
up stuff
it's just
before.
like you forget those big ships have big guns
And we're
and
gonna
they
look at
have
Pyrus 3.
anti-air
Okay, Brent, switch to
anti-air
map mode.
abilities.
Yeah, what the hell are
So
they talking
everything
about?
everything they're talking about on here is going to apply to turrets.
Yeah.
So Pyrus 3 is
And
also called
so
Bloom.
while I'm not going to have to, I'm in
It's
a turret.
very big planet with a
I'm
nice
not going to be
atmosphere.
not going to have to directly hit you. Hit the little pip directly. Hit the
And,
little pip to do damage to you. You're going to get shot down.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Small
something's
fighters
wrong
are
with
going
the
to be
throttle, we'll try
just
to get down
as
fast as possible.
Just as vulnerable to this, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, this is great. This is
I
perfect.
said gameplay demo might have bugs.
Oh, I missed what the bugs were.
Okay. Gonna go there now? Okay. Yeah, steeper angle, that works.
Oh,
Okay, so
just getting the burn. Yeah.
The thrusters on your ship, they do not like they do like the vacuum of space. We're talking spaceships here, right? And we have thruster efficiency curves on these thrusters. So at some point, especially the MEF thrusters, they will cease working because they don't like atmosphere. They will overheat very, very
Atmospheric
quickly.
flight.
So there's the question: what happens when you go down to a planet and you want to rotate your ship with your thrusters off? Well, we'll
Oh,
see.
yeah, control
Can you go to external
surfaces.
view? Can you waggle your tail?
Oh, I love it.
That's the stuff.
Okay, back first person. Okay, so what you see here is the new aerodynamics model. Because obviously our left stick is somewhat damaged or so, we can't be as fast as we want. Actually, Brent, can you try W and S on the keyboard instead? Oh, it doesn't work. Oh.
Live demos.
No, it doesn't. Yep. Okay.
They should know
No,
by
the
now.
stick is affecting us. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna go down as far as possible. So the new aerodynamic system is a complete replacement of the aerodynamic system that you currently have, and you need your control surfaces to actually turn the ship around. It simulates the airflow over your lift surfaces, and therefore, the slower you become, the less effective those control surfaces will be in order to turn your ship. So we can demonstrate this. So if Brent just sits here and yaws left and right, you will see he cannot go further than that. That is in line with what real airplanes also experience when they're trying to use the rudder to yaw left and right. So what Brent can do here is he can roll and he can pull to actually change
Yeah, banking.
his direction.
I think.
I love it.
Good.
Okay, so just for this demo, we added a button. The button is called Thruster Disconnect, because at the moment in the PU, when you go through a planet, you're using the thrusters to rotate. We're not doing that anymore. So Brent, disconnect the thrusters, please, and put the ship into a purposeful stall. A stall happens when the airflow over a wing ceases, or over a lift surface ceases. And then at some point, you will not have any authority anymore, and your ship will not turn and so on, and you will basically fall out of the sky. That is naturally a state that every plane wants to avoid naturally, right? And this is happening right here. Brent is not able to use the control surfaces right now because the ship is in a process of stalling. However, the airflow will pull the nose back into the wind, and once you have enough speed, he can actually, well, he gets authority back over these control surfaces.
So say, for instance, you get all of your thrusters knocked out, you can try to glide into a landing, perhaps.
That means for you as players, what you can actually do, you can do aerobraking, you can do pure gliding if you want to. You can even do like competitions, like, I don't know, like drop ships out of orbit and then see how far they glide. This is all possible with a new system. So let's talk about the problem, how do you come to a stop now? To come to a stop with the new system, you need to purposefully put the ship into a stall. But don't worry, when we don't have the thrusters disconnected, IFCS will help you. So you're gonna bring down the speed more and more until you're reaching stall speed, which is about now, and then the thrusters will kick in and catch you. That means, however, you are now in a state that the thrusters don't like, right? So at the moment we have turned this up, but in the future you will not be able to hold this for long. So if Brent, for example, now from a hover, strafe is left, more left, more left, more left, the wind flow again pulls the ship over, and you go forward again. Okay, so now Brent, show us how to come to a hover, and do we have some water here? Oh yeah, there's our point, okay. Highway to...
No.
Okay, so there's our landing point. Can become a little bit slower, I don't know, 100 meters per second. So we're trying to land somewhere here. Whoa, look at this. Yeah, that water is great, like, awesome. Okay, so now we're coming to a, so now Brent will try to land with a broken throttle.
Yeah, good luck to him.
And yeah, he's aided a little bit here by the landing
Yeah, I
gear.
can
So he has
see
landing gear
what
out
some
of thing,
people are saying too much
because that,
complexity can ruin
automatically
this
enables
game, and I
precision mode at
kind
the
of can
moment, so that
agree
you're
with
a little
that.
bit
They need to
slower,
be
but you can
careful.
of course like turn this off as a player. And then you come
Well, it's
smoothly
the
down to
old
landing.
where do you
The
stop
best
the
way to land your
simulation
ship
and
is
start
in
the
decoupled,
game
because
argument
Exactly.
again. Delicate balance.
Very smoothly landed on the surface.
So far, I'm pretty happy with what they're showing.
And clunk.
But
Yeah, no, I can definitely adapt to this. I'm not a
Yeah.
combat
Gonna power
pilot,
down the
so
ship
Yeah,
using the
I'm
new
a big
interactions.
ship hauler. So
yeah, and I definitely lean more
Engines off
towards
first.
simulation.
Then we're in the relaxed
For this
pose
game
again, as we have showed
specifically.
before. Power off.
Other games, not so
oh
much.
god, I love those hand movements.
And the
pushing
canopy off.
buttons.
They're
No,
really
open,
nice, aren't
not
they?
off. Don't put the canopy off. And get out of the ship. And probably go for a swim or something.
But you can't swim yet. We've established this.
Okay, that was a bit of a buggy, bumpy ride, but thank you for taking
That was an outstanding
the
panel
time with
right
us.
there.
Yeah, that was a good one. Those last two, honestly, all the ones today have been really good.
And we'll see you in the verse. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yogi. Everybody, it's time for lunch. We'll be back around 2:45, so get yourself some food, get yourself some drinks, give yourself some snacks, stretch your legs, and then be back in Hall A when we come back, because from this point forward, you're not going to want to be anywhere else. We'll see you at 2:45, everybody. Take care.
Okay, how are you feeling?
I've got to start on dinner soon.
Okay. Will we maybe leave it here? I mean, we're missing the ending keynote thing, but
Yeah, this is definitely a format for people who are streaming as their full-time job.
yeah.
For me, unfortunately, it is not.
Yeah, no. 2 hours is usually what I manage. 3 hours is what I've been trying to reach, and getting the full length is definitely not something I'm going to be able to do. Not right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, we're at almost 3 hours now.
Yeah. So, decent length of time. And
Yes.
it is a shame to miss the last bit, because that's hopefully where they've put all the cool stuff in, you know. Squadron 42, coming December. Shit.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come in this. But yeah,
no,
I know what you're saying.
obviously not, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
But yeah, I would definitely be watching it like outside of the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably
Catching
gonna
up with the commentaries and stuff.
head downstairs and put it on the big TV and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming along. I'm glad we...
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. At some point we'll actually play this game
Yes.
instead of just looking at it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, that's gonna be it for me today. I'm aiming to be back tomorrow, probably with more 7th guest VR. Morgan, what are you doing this week?
This will be my 2 stream weeks, so I hop between 3 stream weeks and then 3 stream days and 2 stream days. This one will be back to some more Chivalry 2 tomorrow, and then on Wednesday it will be more Wildermyth, and then after that I am taking a vacation, a week-long vacation to go see friends and fucking relax.
Nice. Perfect. Alright, well, once again, thanks for coming on. Thanks everyone else for showing up and saying hi and watching along with us. Yeah. And that's it for us for now. See you guys later. Bye-bye.